Remember this day, man, for it will be yours for all time.
We have shown them that a trembling hand can become a fist. We have challenged the idea that a slave must always know his place, excepting Rotten Lash because he was taught to accept it. We built their mighty republic with our hands and our blood and our lives. And we can see it fall at equal cost. You opened my eyes to this, Spartacus.
I know normally I play clips before I start our live streams tonight. This is kind of a special time. It's a special weekend. It's a rebirth. This is a time of resurrection. No matter what your faith, pretty much in the Northern Hemisphere, you're following the time of spring. You're following the time of resurrection, new life, and the rebirth of life. So as we do that, as we come out of the season of death, I just want to give you guys a little clip of my beginning and my fall. And then we're going to get this show started. Hail the chat. Be good to each other and suffer no fools.
We are live. Hello, everyone. This is my very first live stream. I'm here with Kermit the Log and the Rookie Critic, who are popping my cherry. How you doing, guys?
I love popping cherries.
Yeah, your cherry is very sweet, Steven.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, sir. Anyway, so
I don't know what it is, but it's just this whole mentality of call you the worst person in the world to get what I want, make up lies, and then, you know, once I got what I want, I'm moving on to the next one. Like,
you'll have that, but then you'll just have blatant people just going out there and obviously just ripping shit off, like Kurtzman and JJ and those guys do all the time.
Yeah, they're notorious for it.
that's terrible. All right, so let's move on to Mulan. I think that's next. The next topic we're talking about.
This is in the first five, right? This was in the first five. My thing is this, Vinny.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. Persians! Give them nothing, but take from them everything.
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.
See, but that's the thing is that so there's Bubba Smollett and the Juicy Smollett. They because I don't even call Jesse. I don't even give him the Smollett name. Bubba has that now. He's Smollett now. Juicy. but
what to apply here, right? Because either
How about none.
Yeah, well, that's just it. It's like either the sword.
There's like one rule: no hope.
Chick is crazy. Remember, she's crazy.
Get you these things can get you advances in life, but they don't last. Like everybody sees you for who you are by the end of your
absolutely.
Game. But it is a road to success. It is a road to success. Like, I mean, some people eventually get to a point where they have achieved their goals and screwed over who they need to screw over, and it doesn't matter who knows because they've achieved that success. What's up, Snow Dove? How are you, buddy?
Well, hello there, Arthur. Doing well. How about you this evening?
I'm doing good, man. It's amazing. In the last 3 years, we've been doing this YouTube gig.
Has it been 3 years already?
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You couldn't pay me enough. There's not enough bubble tea in the world that would get me to do that.
All right, guys. Let's see. Sporking News Podcast. Love this panel and chat going over to the dump. Guys, the Sporking News Podcast, the dump comes on in about 15 minutes, so we're going to be ending here soon so we can go. Guys, please check out Snow Dove. Snow Dove's going to be doing a show later tonight, I think 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Our own rogue, Ashley Lynn, is going to be there hanging out. So, testing. I don't even know if y'all can hear me. Is anybody still out there? Can you hear me? Is the mic working? Because I don't know. I'm in a hotel. And this has been my life for about a week now. I've been distracted for a while. How am I holding up? I am, let's see, open book, right? I'm a mess. You know what's weird? I came to this community, and the thing is that a lot of people will say to you they're keeping it real, but they're not. smile at your face, hold a knife behind their back. And so for the longest time, like when I figured that out, that there was a lot of them around me, like I really got upset. And then, what's up, Sherry? Good to see you. What's up, Immortal? Hail, brother. And so I kind of like started going against people in the community. I'm going to say community because that's the word I like to use. You use fellowship, whatever the fuck you want to use. I don't know. I got aggressive because I was like, what the hell's going on? We're all supposed to be fighting for the same common goal. We're all supposed to be fighting against, you know, the far left and all these fuck people in Hollywood. And we're all supposed to be on the same team, but we weren't. I also have a problem putting on a false face, putting on a facade. Oh, Stories, I love you, baby. I'm not holding nothing. Honey, I don't hold grudges that long. Honest to God, Stories, I don't hold grudges for that long. I don't stay mad that long. I get mad, I get intense, I get pissed, you know, but I can let things go pretty easily.
And I've set up and tore down this stage with my own two hands. We've traveled this land, packed tight in minivans. And all this for the fans, girls, money, and fame. I played their game and had to scream my name. I will show no shame. I live and die for this. And if I come off soft, then chew on this.
Are you scared?
Devil without a cause, and I'm back with the beaver hats and Ben Davis slacks. 30-pack of stroll, 30-pack of hoe. No Rogaine in the propane flows. The chosen one, I'm the living proof with the gift of gab from the city of truth. I jabbed and stabbed and knocked critics back, and I did not stutter when I said that. I'm going platinum, selling rhymes. I went platinum 7 times, and still they're ill and wanna see us ride. I guess because only God knows why. They call me cowboy, I'm a singer in black, so throw a finger in the air, let me see where you're at. Say, hey, hey. Let me hear where you're at. Say, hey, hey. I'm giving it back, so say, hey, hey. Show me some metal and say, hey, 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 hey. Fuck all y'all. I like AC/DC and CZ Top. We'll see this beasties and the kings of rock. Skinner, Seeger, Limp, Corn, the Stones. David Allen Cole with No Show Jones. Yeah! Pass that bottle around. Got the rock from Detroit, soul from Motown, the underground stone. Fucking pimp with tracks that Mac and slap back the whack. Never gain away, I don't play with ass. But watch me rock with Liberace Flash. Punk rock the class, boy bands are trash. I like Johnny Cash and Grandmaster Flash. Flash, 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 flash. They call me cowboy, I'm the singer in black. So throw a finger in the air, let me see where you're at. Say, hey, hey. Let me hear where you're at. Say, hey, hey. I'm giving it back, so say, hey, hey. Show me some metal and say, hey, 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 hey. American
when your mettle is proven, when you know who you are. That's the best feeling in the world. Never let anybody take that from you. Anybody you helped, anybody that backstabs you, anybody that doesn't appreciate what you've done, all right? If they ain't gonna rock with you, they can suck your dick. Seriously, I know who I am. I'm Steve motherfucking Walton. And that's not my problem if that triggers your fifis. I am the Fandom Menace historian. I am the guy who helped to build the Fandom Menace. I am one of the founding voices. I have been on streams all over the place. I have worked with people that are hitting the stratosphere, and that's where I'm headed. I got tripped up. I put my faith, I put my energy into something that did not deserve it, that did not reciprocate. I put my energy into a person, a situation who did not value what I have. I am balls. I am success. I am progress. I am a spiritual fucking juggernaut. I can cast and create at my own will. And the only thing that held me back was somebody trying to hold me down. That's it. That's it. If you're rocking with somebody, if you're riding with somebody, if you are supporting somebody, if you're helping somebody out and they do not reciprocate, they do not value what you bring to the table, they are not worth your time. And especially if they choose to fuck her off with somebody who's a piece of shit. If your standards of being with somebody is getting your ass kicked, catching VD, and you ignore me, bitch, see yourself the fuck out my life. And that goes for every motherfucker that abandoned me, every channel that I helped to build, every comic that I helped to sell. My voice was strong as fuck. I'm glad for every single person in this chat. I don't even care if it's single digits, because I've held 60s, 70s. I was going up there before I even had 2,000 subs, because my voice means something. My integrity, my shine. I'm the honest motherfucker on YouTube, bar motherfucking none. And this ego, it represents the truth. It represents what I have built, who I am, what I can do, my power, my shine. Never, ever let anybody take your shine. Smile in the face of toxicity, brothers and sisters. You do not need it. With me is my boy, my homie, my ride or die. My man's trans fat since year motherfucking one, been with me, fourth wave, been with me, Rogue Squadron, Rogue Entertainment, the whole time, and now he's a member of the Dragonstorm team. Please welcome my boy, the Savage, Immortal Coil.
All hail the chat. One of God's own prototypes, a high-powered mutant of some kind never even considered for mass production. Too weird to live, too rare to die. You are listening to the throat of Immortal Coil. This video contains copywritten content. However, under the Fair Use Act, Section 504c2, Title 17 of the United States Code, this content is presented for the purposes of education, entertainment through the use of parody, satire, critique, analysis, and/or social commentary by means of subjective opinion. Viewer discretion is advised. Goddamn, Steven, that was a fire intro and quite a trip down memory lane. There's quite a few faces that I hadn't thought about in a while. Some fallen soldiers, some friends that still need to come out from underneath the rock. And I noticed a couple of people who were just kind of there the whole time. So
kind of there the whole time. I looked over that stream I did with Gary, right? And I wanted to promote Vinny.
Yeah.
Vinny spent over 1/3 of that show promoting his shit. Now, look, I'm glad you were there to promote your shit, but maybe share the shine. Things like that prove the difference between selfishness and friendship. I know you're still friends with Vinny, so I apologize, talk a little shit about your friends.
All right, the views and opinions of Stephen Walton.
Are Stephen motherfucking Walton's alone. You come right here. You look right at this. Bitches, you look right at this. Motherfuckers out there talking shit about me right now. I didn't know until somebody sent me a DM and said, look, man, I know you're a good person. That person's sanctimonious prick. I said, I didn't even know that narcissist was talking trash. I didn't even know. Got another BPD out there doing streams intermittently. I figured myself out. I know who I am. And then privates them. Yeah, you don't know who you are. You on mushrooms, bitch. You need to sit your ass down. I am sick. I'm not having it. This is pure Steve motherfucking Walton is back. I have returned. I didn't take no shit. Sometimes I'm chill. Sometimes I'm not. Right now, this is me. This is ego. This is and deserved ego. Immortal Coil. From the beginning, sir. From the beginning. Yes, who's the highest person in the old Fandom Menace? How many subs they got right now?
I believe it's Gary Nerdrotic, and I believe he's hitting 1 million.
1 million subscribers. Gary Beekler, guys. Please check out Nerdrotic, nerdrotic.com. Please check out that crew, Friday Night Tights. I have been on that show a couple times when it was starting off, but then I lost my shit when I put my dick in a Sarlacc pit, and I fell off. You know, 5 minutes is not long enough to go through and show you guys all of the clips I wanted to, because I was trying to get all the trans fatties in there. You know, I couldn't find Angus. Of all people, I couldn't find Angus.
Really?
Yeah, and then because I want everybody, you know, started off with my very first stream, man. Me, trans fat, my very first stream. Me, Kermit the Log, and Rookie Critic.
Yeah,
the memories. And then moving on to the fourth wave, which me, Bear Nerd Front, Sporky News Podcast, Final Death Star, then Immortal Coil, Red Gaze. I mean, you know, it was a great time. You know, the Rogue Four. I love doing that show with Lorena Creole, Jane Theory, and Final Death Star. And then Sporking, and then Red came in, and then all of a sudden the Rogue Four became so big that it became the Rogue Squadron, which became Rogue Entertainment.
There you go.
And it was a fun time, man. We, you know, being able to stream with people, and everybody was hungry. Everybody was hungry at that time. You know, Midnight's Edge, Doomcock, they were all Jesse Milestone. Everybody was hungry at that time. And some of them made great strides. Some of them did not. Some of them, like Mecca, just completely lost her shit and fell off. Oh man, and so I'm going through some videos came through today, the other day, and one of them was an anti-TFM. I forgot we had channels dedicated to hating us.
Oh yeah.
I forgot. It's been a long time since that era. So I looked at this channel, they were talking about Mecca, and I was like, well, that's deserved. The Mecca and Tom fallout. I was like, that's deserved. There was some crazy shit going on right there.
Oh yeah, she flew back to her belfry. You know.
Oh man, and, you know, and we lost people there because Mecca was my friend, Rob was my friend, Tom. Just so many friends that I lost. But what hurts me the most, is losing all of the friends, the network I had in Rogue. You guys saw that banner. You guys saw that banner for the Rogues, right? That was the original The Rogues banner. That was myself and my co-star. And at the bottom was a bunch of avatars.
Yep.
Those avatars were our friends.
Yep.
Long list. That was us. And we were the second wave of the fandom. We were bigger than the fandom menace. We were the second wave of the fandom menace.
Yeah. We were really heading up there, man.
We were. We absolutely were. And then Coil was actually talking about this just before we came on stream. He was like, then, you know, you got with her, and like, you know, I'm not going to say what he said. He can say what he said if he wants to say what he said, but he was like, everything fell apart, you know, once she became the Queen Rogue. And it was, you were right. Because I tried to fit a square peg into a round hole, and that hole was not big enough.
Yeah. And it had teeth.
It had good times. It had a lot of memories. It had a lot of love, you know, like I ain't gonna lie. Like I still have love, but I can't deal with that. You know, I understood at that point. I did a video. You came through that stream, my last stream I did, where I talked about when you are not doing what you're supposed to do, and you're not riding who you're supposed to be, when you are like not overcoming your obstacles, when you're keeping somebody in your life that doesn't belong there, then they take the energy away from you. They take the luck out of the room. Like Source will not give you your blessings. Your guardian angels will not help open those doors. When you are stopping yourself from progressing because you're holding on to something that does not belong there, ignoring your intuition. I mean, Coil, speak on that. Like energetically, how do you feel about
that? Well, going back to what she said, the first time we were coming to a peak, and then somebody that you had an attachment to, you elevated to a station which was not earned. Everybody else that you were talking about was there from the beginning. And I sort of feel like, you know, like when Kurt Cobain got with Courtney Love, and then she tried to like, it was kind of like that. Cause like, yeah, there's some talent there and whatever, but they weren't there from the beginning, you know, when we're all like listening to Doomcock and like getting to know each other in the chat. And then suddenly you find yourself, you know, but it's really easy for males like us because we're more expressive with our emotions, and especially when we feel like we're in love and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's easy to get pulled off the path. But as far as like all the people who fell by the wayside, I'm still friendly with a lot of them. You know, we're not like super close or, you know, on the phone with each other every day. And I
Wait,
don't talk.
you're not tapping their astral taint, their taint chakra?
No, you know, it's more like there's different ways to love people. And if somebody is harming you, you just have to move into a phase where you're loving them from afar.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah, because you have to love yourself first and most.
You gotta love yourself first. Like, honest to God, most like, it's weird that like the one that hurt me the most in this situation, which is the one that I brought in closest to me. I'm weary, I'm leery, I'm still angry, but like I forgive. I'm done.
There you go.
You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. It's harder for me to forgive the people that were my brothers for years, because there's a different bond between, you know, with women. It's like, you know, you got to forgive them at some point. You know,
yeah, but
sometimes you got to say I'm sorry. It ain't even your fault. You know,
no, that's true. Women are not as physically strong as we are, so they have to resort to like guile and emotional tactics, and you know,
and they're good at it.
Associative things. And I mean, think about the Battle of Troy, man. It was over a woman, and then the gods got involved, and then demigods got involved, and then the next thing you know, shit fell. So I mean, it's easy for a man to fall under a woman's influence, particularly if they're coming from their taint chakra, right?
It's coming from the taint, yeah. We were talking yesterday on the Savage Spirituality about you know, solar and lunar energy, you know, masculine, feminine energy, and I was saying the dynamic that you and I have, which is Immortal, Coil and I are discovering. We've known each other for years, and we're still discovering things about each other. And I'm really in my fifis about it. So I was, we're talking last night. We figured out that through our life paths, you know, for myself, and I think Coil will agree for himself, I've gotten to a point in my incarnation cycle where I have already been a masculine dude. I'm already I don't need to be toxic. I don't need to be hyper masculine. I don't need to worry about that because I passed that class. And I'm now in a phase where I'm learning more about my lunar self, my feminine side, the feminine energies. And when you are a man who is like a son of the goddess, so to speak, or son of the moon, you know, you're empathic, you're more intuitive than most men. You're also calm. You don't need that bravado. Because you have it. You already instinctively have it. And that sometimes triggers dudes who are still learning their solar power, still learning their solar energy. They're still going through their incarnations where they're in, so to speak, they're in elementary or junior high, like narcissists are in elementary. But you know, they're in junior high, they're in high school, you know, they're in college, they haven't quite got their doctorate yet, you know. But a man that is not comfortable in his own masculine energy will become threatened by a man who has already passed class and is in another phase. Yep. And it's something that we deal with, and I know, especially being a Taurus, like I know how to be bravado, be masculine. I can just do that anytime I want. But I actually prefer solitude. I prefer intuition. I prefer getting to know people on emotional levels, working with people, exchanging energies with good people, and helping others. The mother. I'm a son of the mother. Now, I mean, Coil, you said you were the same way.
Very much so. And it's not that I'm like unfriendly or unapproachable, but I'm at a phase in my life where I just don't want shallow associates. You know, even and I have people who in my life who aren't psychic or mystical or anything, and they may come off as like base, but I've actually had very meaningful, deep philosophical conversations with them, and that is a prerequisite to even like get to talk to me, let alone like trying to find like a mate. You know, I'm one of those people who study people. I don't just walk up and, hey baby, I like your ass. You know, I mean, I do like asses and I do look at women, don't get me wrong. But there's one thing that qualifies you for, you know, like the male gaze, but there's like quite another set of criteria before I decide to involve myself or entangle myself with you. And a lot of that has to do with your emotional maturity and your spiritual evolution. I don't need you to be like a flaming psychic or anything, but I need you to at least be in touch with who you are as a spirit and know what kind of walk you're walking through life. You know,
my My favorite women are witchy women, psychic women, because they understand how to use energy, how to manipulate it. And so when you're having sex, it's a whole nother level.
Oh, definitely.
My exes, like not just my last one, but a few of my exes have all been like that. And it brings a new level to intimacy, to sexuality, and to the exchange.
It does. I haven't really met that many out where I live right now currently. And there's quite a few charlatans out here too. I think if anything, I just detest fakeness and
bullshit witches. Yeah, there's plenty of those.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
You know what I do when I see one of
that?
them and I sense it right off the bat, Coil. As soon as I sense it, I say, "Can you tell me what that pinnacle means?"
Right.
That's what I want to hear. You tell me what that pinnacle means.
Yeah.
It's a star of my. Oh, yeah, I understand. What's the deeper meaning? Where does it come from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if they can't say this is a representation of the five elements, including spirit under the universe, or if they don't say it's the first time anyone saw the pinnacle, it was the symbol for the heart, it was the symbol for the goddess Aphrodite, then I'm like, it's a protection symbol. It's, you know what I mean? If they don't know like the basics, I'm done. Like I myself I've gotten to a point in my life where I feel it. I know. I walk into a room, I feel it.
Yeah.
You have the gift. You know, I have to say like, okay,
Yeah.
I know you. Yeah.
Well, you can see it in people's eyes, and I can't tell you how many people up in Seattle, they're walking around with like tattoos of like sacred geometry, and like I met this one girl who had a Ganesh tattoo, and I was like, oh, it's Ganesha, and she was almost like, God bless you. And I was like, no, that do you know who that is? That's a Hindu deity. And she goes, oh no, I just picked it out of a book. And I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Like, well, so okay, in the law of randomness, there has to be a reason for that. You know what I mean? I think
perhaps on a soul level, she was a Hindu in a past life and attracted to the imagery. But when you put ink on your body, I mean, you are branding yourself with that energy for the rest of your life, which is why when I see men who have like tramp stamps, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Why'd you go to dudes? I was about to talk about chicks. I was going to say, when I see a hoe with a tramp stamp, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what that means. That is forever energy. We're having fun, baby. Tequila.
Yeah, it's like the hentai succubus tattoo. You know what's going to happen. Yeah. I mean, I wanted to ask you, Stephen, you were talking about lunar, and I was just curious, in your natal chart, where's your moon?
We'll talk about that in private.
Okay.
Because I'm currently facing haters who know how to cast. So I don't want to give.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, a few things I want to keep in. I want to go hail the chat though real quick because Deborah coming through. Thank you so much for supporting us last night on the Savage Spirituality Show over on Immortal Coil's channel.
She was like the chat MVP person. She was like up there every 2 minutes, just ba 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 ba.
Yeah, it was beautiful. She said you said your show sounds like Art Bell meets Yoda. Which one is Yoda and which one is Art Bell? Oh,
you know, I would
hard to say.
Yeah, I would say like the program structure itself is a little more Art Bellish, but I think like in our heart of hearts, we're both like E.T. Jedi. You know?
Yeah. It's hard to say. I'll be honest with you. Coil is, I think, more learned than I am, and I think higher resonance than I am, and is further on his journey. But I'm not so far away that we're not in the same school.
Right. So, no, that's sweet of you to say. We're like in a sympathetic resonance. You know, like when you're playing a chord and you can hear the harmonics and all that kind of stuff. Yep.
Coil taught me last night that your taint has a chakra, and so I once I found out we have a taint chakra, that's it, game over. I'm giving you an astral reach around right now, sir.
Well, that's part of the vertical power current. I was explaining, if you imagine like a tornado spinning in your crown and a tornado spinning in your perineum. Or perineum, or however the fuck you say it, it's connected through an energetic power current, and then each of your other 5 main chakras are hooked to that power current through like your third eye and your throat and your solar plexus and your heart and your the sea of chi. I don't know how to politely say that. That's your sexual chakra, and then
just say it. Yeah,
that's right. So your taint chakra draws from earth, and then your crown chakra draws from heaven, and then the other ones draw according to their frequency vibration.
Listen, I can't right now. I really can't right now. My My base chakra is buzzing right now. My base saying, "Hi, Beth. Hi, honey. How are you? It's good to see you, sweetheart. Let me tell you right now, you've got me so hot and toxic. I'm going to grow a third testicle. I am smacking your astral taint. I own that chakra, and it's dirty. It's filthy right now because our love can't be anything but toxic and destructive. All right. We are like two borderlines torturing each other, and I love it. My twin train wreck, choo choo, sweetheart, coming through.
And you dropped into your Barry White voice right there.
I can't help it. It's Beth. It's Adventures with Beth. You don't understand. This chick is so hot. I don't know what it is about her. She makes me want to like beat up a nun while fucking her. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain this. I love
beat her up with your third arm and beat up a nun with your other two.
Yeah, with my third testicle. Yeah.
All right. Hail Beth.
It's gonna be like
you threw another nut on my boy.
CJ, hail, brother. Thank you very much. Hail the fourth
Hail
wave.
CJH. Yep.
Been around since the beginning. Oh, hold on. Hi, Lizzy. How you doing? It's good to see you. I appreciate comments like that, Lizzy. I'm not here to pick up former abuse victims. I swear to God, that's not my gig. That's not what I want to do. I'm your friend. All right. And I support you, Lizzy. Good to see. Thank you so much. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I got to put my dick away. Let's see. I promise this is not a pantsless stream. Okay. Let's go back here. I'm going to start hitting on Immortal Coil here pretty soon. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Please hit the like and share out the link. We're going to be having conversations tonight about smiling in the face of toxicity. When toxic people come and approach you, people talk shit, people do smear streams because they're trying to get your attention, waving their hands in the air like a freaking retard because they are a wife beater. Their wife took them to court for beating her ass. And then you have a stream about kicking another wife beater's ass. That guy gets really jealous and he starts fingering his astral taint and goes, "Oh my God, Walton's talking about wife beaters, and that's what I do. Let me hold a stream about him." So thank you very much. I didn't even know, by the way, that he had done that. I got a random message from somebody going, "Walton, I don't care what that sanctimonious guy says. You're cool." And I was like, "I know I'm cool," and I didn't know he was talking shit. And thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you looking out, but he doesn't get any supply. He doesn't even need a name drop. I was gonna make the wife beater shirt. I was gonna make the Delaware wife beater shirt, but no, I'm not gonna. If I have to, I will. I'd rather kick EVS in the dick. I want the big guy, not his juniors. I don't want the junior idiots. I don't want the little junior narcissists, the little bottom feeders. Those aren't the ones I want. I want the grandiose, baby. I'm the Narc Slayer. That's what I do now.
Shoot the moon, brother.
Shoot the moon. Oh my God. Hail my first coven. My very first coven. Steve Joins in the house. What is up, Joinsy? Hail, dude. Hail, Enki. Hail, Will. Hail, Anu. Good to fucking see you. And hail, Marduk. I hope everything's going well. Hope everything's good with Beth Ann. My love to you, brother. I guess you've seen a couple of my I beat her boyfriend up. I beat her boyfriend up. I beat up a narcissist. Go check it out. And does Howard know? I haven't talked to Howard, the first husband. Will you reach out to Howard and say, "Hey, did you hear that Walton beat up so-and-so's boyfriend?" Because I'm sure he would really get a kick out of that. He's probably already heard the other version of the story, which is it wasn't fair, and he got sucker punched, and Walton didn't really beat him up. But trust and believe. And you know what was cool, Steve Joinsy? I got to fucking do it in front of my sons. I got this. Go see it. Go watch that stream. It explains the whole thing. I don't want to go over it again. Let's just say I watched a grown child with a narcissist walk around like a child having a tantrum. Just bitching, complaining about everything. Tried to pick on my youngest because looked like he was the weakest in the pack. When my son showed him, he came with we came with a drill in his pocket like it was a gun. He was like, "Oh, I got a gun," and I'm like, my son's military. He actually had one. And then all of a sudden, tail right between the legs, man. He fuck you, you weak ass Taurus. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't shit to me. And I got to see Joinsy Joinsy understands, guys. He understands DPDX. He's been there since teens. Listen, Joinsy. It got to the point where I got to see who she left me for. Like I got in grandiose display. the childlike machinations, the delusions, the lies, making up stories the moment after I whooped his ass and that he got sucker punched. I got to see this bitch be a bitch, and I have never felt better in my life. Like, it's kind of to me like, oh, you left me for that? What? Dude, Jesse would whoop his ass. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. I'm losing people. Stop. Anyway, tonight we are going to talk about Easter, Ostara, Spring Equinox, the time of resurrection, time of rebirth. We are going to talk about shining in the face of toxicity, which is like shining in what I just did. what I just did is really just stepping up. It's just not taking shit, not caring when a toxic person walks into your life. If you're in a room full of people, please check out Through the Veil. Have my cards read by Nicole over there. Beth, would you throw out a link for Through the Veil for me? Because that's our homie. She read my cards, and she said, people want to see your positivity. I understand that. That's why I don't understand that people just left when I went the way I went. Because people want to see you being positive. They want to see you they want to see you shine, being who you are. And when a toxic person walks into your sphere, they're an energy vampire. They're there to bring you down. They are there to take your light. And so you have to remain positive and keep your resonance high, because really that ends up repulsing a negative person. Speak on it, Coil. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you have to embody and hold the inverse frequency, because number one, they're coming at you because you are stronger than them. They have something that they want, something they feel like they need, something that you have that they can't create for themselves. And the only way to get that from you is for them to perturb you and convince you to willingly lower your vibration. And that's usually fear, intimidation, threats of violence, what have you, guilt, all these lower frequencies that have nothing to do with propelling you forward in your growth as a spiritual being. Right. And as somebody more powerful than them, you need to clearly define a border, hold it, and keep it. And if they are violating that border, I'm not saying retaliate physically, but there are recourses to that. Learn how to protect yourself energetically, create a community outside of those people and hang with them. Because like I keep on saying, you're defined by your 5 closest associates.
Yeah. Those are the ones you exchange with energy and I. Yeah.
That's right. They reflect you. You guys are creating a collective unconscious, which is why the ideas of, a coven is so powerful. That's why people congregate in churches. Let's go sit together and believe the same thing and sit in a building that has an antenna on top of it.
Right. Yeah. I love you, dude. Yes. Be right. Because it's the connection to God. It is creating an atmosphere. It's manifesting. It's group manifesting. Some of those powerful magic can be performed through religious ceremony. I want to go through, get a couple of questions done, but then I want to take a look at a video talking about holidays, narcissists, and how they, we'll take that discussion when we get there. All right. So Deborah out in the chat, killing Immortal Coil. What is the story of your creative name? How did you come up with it? Savage and Immortal Coil. And then she asked me mine.
Okay. Well, this is kind of like a savage spirituality question, but the human genome is very special. It contains royal DNA. If you remember Stephen talking about Enki, we got a dose of his genes several times over, and he's like royal Anunnaki. But aside from that, we also have 21 other extraterrestrial races that contributed to our genome, as well as a native primate that was used as a base creature. The DNA strand, especially if you're practicing like creative parenting, conscious parenting, and you choose your mate carefully, and you're there helping with the development of the fetus, and you're calling in spirit to embody the child, that's your legacy. And we are all royal as a result of that. So the name Immortal Coil is a spin on DNA. And then my avatar is a crystal skull. The legend of the 13 crystal skulls is that For the authentic ones, they were all hidden and dispersed, and when they're brought back together, there's unique information for the human race that can be sourced from it. But the same thing applies. I was actually thinking about having my head cut off and turn into a crystal skull when I die.
Oh my God.
And burn the rest of my body.
I'm keeping the astral taint. That's the part I'm keeping.
It's like the parts of Dracula in Castlevania.
This is the Phantom Menace Historian seal created by Stephen Wayne Art while he was fighting cancer. Could have died, and the man was working on this for me because that's how much the Phantom Menace meant to us. I am called the Phantom Menace Historian because I have written a book, The Phantom Menace Volume 2, A Phantom Betrayed. I'm currently working on Volume 2, Rise of the Rebellion. And the first book is the background leading up to the grassroots backlash by fans of Star Trek, Star Wars, and Doctor Who coming together to fight ideologues who were using those modern mythologies, changing them and using them as platforms to espouse divisive propaganda, far left hate and rhetoric. And we had enough. We couldn't take it. So this was made by me then, and that's how long it's been around. And hold on.
And what deity is that, sir?
This is Thoth. This is the Egyptian god of scribes, knowledge, and wisdom.
Yes.
He's yep. And there's a very long history behind that, but we can go over that some other time. It's kind of savage talk. This was created for me by Nerium Nova. Nerium Nova is a very wonderful artist. She does a comic book called Bonds. It's an independent comic book creator. Also, her and Red Gaze, who has a book called Sunsworn.
Yep.
And and Mrs. Red Gaze. That's no. That's Mr. Nerium Nova, right?
Love you, Gaze. Sorry about that.
That was some astral back kisses, Gaze. Mr. Nerium, the Red Gaze has a series called Sunsworn. It's very good. He wrote this, he was based on a D&D campaign that he ran early in life and really loved his characters and the different characters. But it's actually his answer to Disney Lucasfilm's horrid Star Wars, or interpretation, amalgamation, divisive propaganda, feminists, racist rhetoric bullshit that they produced. And his answer was to create Sunsworn, create something instead of fighting something. That's how he fought it. So, guys, please check out Nerium Nova. She created this for myself. She also created my Ashley's avatar, and this. I've been using it ever since, and I'm very thankful for both of them. Thank you so much for asking that. And let's see if anybody familiar with Red Gaze and Nerium is in the chat. If you can send out links for their campaigns or their channels, I'd greatly appreciate it. Deborah says I sent you some links about. Yes. I'm going to go over those at some point. Thank you very much. I'm going to put a team together, Deborah. You're definitely going on that team. See, I don't trust people who call themselves coaches and don't play sports. I am your coach, Papa. Papa Cotton. Old Wookiee supremacy. Do you, man? I know
in the
you.
Locker room.
I know you don't manscape, and I'm there for you. All right. I'm giving you the limpest wristed reach around right now. All right, and I'm going to talk to you in a BPD voice. I am your borderline, Papa Cotton. Love you. You don't have to forgive women. Some women are unforgivable. You know what? So. Look, there's a whole argument about the forgiveness is for you, not for them thing. Honestly, for me, I look at it like that person's gone through enough in their life. I'm going to talk about what I'm going to talk about, because I rightfully can, because I've had these experiences. And I'm definitely going to talk about NPD. He's a joke. Like, why you put up with that? That's your love. That's the love you, okay. But what real honest to God, like the woman, I know the woman's history. I've known her since she was a teenager. It's like she's been through enough. She makes the wrong choices. And I welcome the day when she begins to make the right choices for her life, stops blaming other people for her problems, stops creating problems and then blaming other people. Because I was at home just being cool. You know what I mean? When BPD shows up with NPD in tow and says you might have to fight. Like you brought that to me. Like none of what happened is my fault. I reacted and I deserve to kick you out. like I'll do you know what I mean? Like I didn't do nothing wrong, nothing that I think is out of order.
That's their fucked up mating ritual, man. And then
it's I know, but for some reason I still want to have sex. I don't understand. Anyway.
Well, something else that you should consider too is you can forgive somebody and also simultaneously disinvolve yourself with them.
Right.
And sometimes
absolutely.
that's the healthiest path. There are people who have done terrible things to me, and I no longer include them in my life, but I don't want to hold that anger charge.
Yeah.
Because that stalls my progress. That blocks my heart chakra. You know what I mean?
Right. And if they are a personality, a spiritual type, type of personality that drains other people of energy, that gets, some kind of thrill or validation through drama, through the continuation of, the transference of those low vibrations. I don't want to give that either. I'm being jovial about it at this point because I'm trying to be happy about it. It's a past. It's what it is. And like I said, dude, I did 2 streams this week where both times I was like, yo, nobody hold her back. If she wants to make an opportunity and try first, because honest to God, like if there's an opportunity out there for her somewhere on YouTube, if she decides to come back, or, full time, and there's an opportunity that could help her progress that might not be there if I hadn't said to everybody, don't hold her back and don't judge her based on her actions, not on our history. That could be the stepping stone that leads her to going in her own direction in a higher path, getting away from what's going on. I don't want to stop anybody from reaching their potential, but and that's, I think, the most that I can do at that point. I have taken my energy back. My energy is mine. I am I. And like, but as far as like, what I mean? Like, I would rather hold grudges with people I don't love as much, or haven't loved as much, I should say, have not loved as much.
Right.
But you're right. You're right about walking away. Like my relationship with my dad. I didn't talk to my dad for the longest time because it needed time, because I was really angry with him. And then once I got over that and understood that he's got his own crazies, and I had to recognize those crazies. We all have crazies. And now we have this relationship where I can tell when he's being narcissistic, and I can tell when he's being normal. And I love the times when he's normal, and when he's narcissistic, I gray rock him and then, hug him at the end and walk away.
There you go. I'm reminded of an old adage. When I want for you what I want for you, I'm loving myself through you. But when I want for you what you want for you, I'm truly honoring you. And like I say, you can dismiss somebody and have that sort of attitude and still forgive them, but not have them anywhere near your presence.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely cool. That's right. Yes, bro. That's where I'm at. Now, the other question, my friend, I have to ask you, and this is actually a serious question, because I don't know why that beautiful explanation brought this to mind, but we are fatties. If you are masturbating about someone, are you creating connection energetically?
I guess it depends on what type of energy you're thrown into it. Most modern
frantic, bro, frantic, both hands, punching the head. I'm going all in.
We'll think about it. Most modern relationships, consenting adults usually exchange nudes, and if you're like me and you got a nude, you saved it. So I'm not like pining away for somebody. If I fire one off to them, I'm actually just kind of like using their image. And it's no different from like if you don't have a picture in front of you and you're just closing your eyes and remembering an intense encounter. I don't think that necessarily means that you want them, and I don't think that necessarily means that you're reaching out for them. But if you involve yourself with sorrowful emotion, you can certainly create that for yourself. You gotta know why you're jerking off, Stephen. You gotta jerk off for the right reasons.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're a very savage and spiritual.
Savage spiritual answer. Yes, sir.
Lulu's in the chat. Hey, Lulu. How you doing, sweetheart? Thank you so much for being here. Guys, please smash the like button, share out the link, and, comment any questions or anything. Cjh, hail the fourth. He says, my mind's very broken. As much as I can pick up pieces, and the inner demons know all my weaknesses. How can I push through as much as I can for as long as I can? Okay. Continually strive to be a better person. Look at yourself. if you have demons, that means that you have a broken piece inside your core, and you have to look at the decisions that you're making that are self-sabotaging yourself or putting you in the wrong directions. Peel that back. Why am I doing that? All right, but there's another reason, and you keep peeling. You just keep going down until you come to your core. What is the core fear? What is the fear trigger that creates this response? That's holding me back. Mm-hmm. And then you begin to fix those and untangle those. And as you do, you become more authentic. You recognize your responses and you recognize your reactions to things. And then you learn how to calm your emotions and respond because you have control. You're healing your center. You're healing you're creating your authentic self. That is how you do that. Any suggestions, Coil?
Yes, sir. That which you seek for yourself, give to another. So if you can help people work through similar issues, you're basically demonstrating that you have the answer to the problem that you initially thought that you have. And I'm not saying like go and have people lay on your couch, but interacting with in streams like this with people who are similarly afflicted, you can give them comfort in a way that is personal to them, you know. But also community. You really have to, and I keep on hitting this point, you have to mind who you associate with, and anybody who's dragging you down does not deserve the honor of your presence, and just dismiss them. Seek I had somebody explain it this way: always try to be the dumbest person in the room, because if you're the smartest person in the room, that means that you've outclassed everybody and that you're not going to make any further progress. So
oh god, hold on. Oh yeah, hold on. Speaking about not making any progress, I gotta think. Oh my god, Beth, really? You have a tramp stamp? Oh my god. Honey. Oh, honey, I want to talk to you about rope, leather, ceiling hooks, and line. This has got to happen. We need to. I'm coming. The devil's coming down to Georgia, honey. Wherever the hell you are, I promise. You can't do this to me, Beth. You can't. I'm trying to have a live stream. What's wrong with you? Jessica. What's up, Jessica? Hail to you. She says, I would just walk away from them or talk to other people instead of them. I refuse to give him a reaction. Absolutely. Don't give him a reaction. Respond. And you are responding. And that response is you don't matter. And that's the biggest fear a narcissist has. Right. They don't matter, and they really don't. And with that, I would like to play one video that I usually play at the beginning, but we're going to have a discussion off this video. This is from Lisa Lou.
Listen, the holy holiday didn't change them. How many of you have already gotten the let's go to church message? Happy Easter. They didn't give up being a POS for Lent, and they're not going to change. People that have NPD have a personality disorder. They are out of order, and there is no cure for NPD. Jesus can't save them. You cannot save them. But they're going to use the let's go to church. Not everybody who reads the Bible is holy. Not everybody who knows how to recite that scripture has your best interest at heart. This person is trying to manipulate you using Jesus. They have not changed. They're exactly who they were before the day came that they could use to manipulate you into believing that they are going to change. Narcissists are going to use holidays. They're going to use significant dates to you to try to sliver their sneaky little butts back into your life. It is a trap. They have not changed. Listen.
Yeah, that's Lisa Lou Girl Power. For you ladies out there, she is all about supporting women who have been through relationships with narcissistic men. I find a lot of wisdom from her because I'm in tune with my lunar energy. And she got that go-girl energy. Actually, she has an energy that says, Steve, I'm not putting up with your shit, and I will talk down to you for free. And I like that too. But what she just said
on the eyes, man. Yeah.
Oh, she's gorgeous. And why is it that narcissists always find the pretty girls? Always find the pretty girls, and for some reason, the pretty girls give in to these trashy motherfuckers. These getting pegged, woman hitting, cheating, spreading STDs, pieces of garbage. I don't understand it. There's so many good men.
him.
It makes it hard. I can change it. I can change it. Yeah, I don't understand it. You know,
Well,
Coil.
They're mixing up asshole behavior for like alpha male behavior, and
Yes.
especially as a more lunar person, watching women walk into a fucking wall like that, you know, when you'd probably like kiss their ass and treat them like a queen, but they don't want that. You know, that's like a female hominid program that they have to overcome with willpower and spiritual development.
And yes, and it's they play on that trigger of mommy help me, and it's daddy issues chase after mommy issues, you know. But those mommy issues can't be helped. That dude is a whiner. That dude is a liar. That dude is a manipulator. That dude will never take accountability. He will justify running around on you while creating up a whole fake story of you cheating on him while he's out. He's going to hit you. He's going to abuse you. And the longer you stay with it, the more you devalue yourself. You can't tell me you figured your life out if you're running back to that. Just like I couldn't say I figured my life out if I was running back to the abuse I was going through. Like, you know, and it comes to a point where you have to understand half the reason there's 3 reasons why people walk away from you during this time. And I'll let Coil speak on this, his opinion on this after. There's 3 reasons why people walk away from you when you keep going back to someone who's obviously not good for you and is cheating on you, treating you like you're garbage. One reason is your real friends, the people that really love you can't watch it anymore. They can't see it anymore. They have no choice but to walk away from you because you are not listening, you are not learning, you are not standing up for yourself, you have lowered your worth. Another reason is some people can't respect you anymore. They can't respect you for putting up with that. They can't understand how you are. They may, and for a good majority, I believe, don't understand what narcissistic abuse is and don't understand. I think most people don't. But they will turn on you because they're like, that dude's a bitch. That I can't understand why he's being a bitch. He used to be a strong person or a strong woman. Mm-hmm. You know, and the other reason is the smear campaigns. Before you even figure out that narc is cheating, they have already talked to everybody about how you're a cheater, how you're abusive, how you're a liar, how you are horrible. Anybody that will listen. And all your haters and all their flying monkeys are all going to gang up because they know the routine. They live in these cycles and they're going to smear your name. They're going to create a smear campaign through whisper networks. This happens. This happened to me. And Immortal Coil, from your experience and observation, I mean, go ahead and say what you'd like to say.
Well, yeah, you're 100% correct. Now, without getting too personal, you guys who were here since the intro saw the history, and we went through several iterations. We were trying to build something, and you always hear us saying like "hail trans fat," all that kind of stuff. That group of people specifically produced several mega stars that are like in the upper tiers of the fandom menace, whatever that has turned into. Like, we were personally responsible, and especially our head honcho, Black Angus Reviews. To the second point, and that's more of an energetic thing. When you get with somebody with a lower vibration and you involve yourself sexually with them, their vibration carries on into you. Like, you're taking on their energy. You'll start altering your behavioral characteristics. You'll start doing unreasonable things because you think you're in love and you think that, you know,
that's what I did.
Yeah, I'm going to make room for this in my life. And you end up literally becoming a different person. And especially to the people that knew you and saw your prior integrity and worked with you and all that kind of stuff. And at that point, if you've had that conversation, you're like, look, I don't think this person's good for you. And you get like I don't care, I'm in love. It's like, okay, then I love you too, but I'm going to have to step back and let you fucking do you, boo boo, you know?
Yeah.
Because I can recognize it, but he's blind to it because he's in the middle of it. But at the same time, I don't need to invite that into my sphere. It's better to just walk the other way. You know?
Controlling your emotions is king. That is the most powerful tool, guys. When you have butterflies, that's not a good sign. When you have uncontrollable resistance to see someone or be around, that's not a good sign. I know we've all been taught that that's the truth, and we've all felt that, but it's not. I think that a true healthy love has that, but you also have control over yourself
Yeah.
because you're comfortable.
Well, that's part of the mastery process. You have to have mastery over your mind, mastery over your body, mastery over your spirit. And I'm not saying it's not exciting to get all, all about somebody, but you can't let it override your sense of reality. Because that's the thing. When you first meet somebody, you're not really meeting them. You're meeting their representative. And I forget which comedian said that. It's probably Chris Rock or somebody. But you're basically putting your best face on. You're putting your best personality forward. You're not talking about your flaws and all that, unless you're in an incredibly unique scenario where that's like your first date or something. But that's generally not what people find attractive. They find the rush, the bodily sensation most exhilarating, and especially like people who just run through bodies week after week. They're not thinking about mental connection. They're not thinking about the heart. They're not thinking about the energetic consequences of getting ran through, and women absorb and men can absorb through their fucking third arm, dude. It's it's a vicious cycle. You gotta be careful, you guys. You gotta be.
You really have to. And look, and if you are a person who is, because I've lived alternative sexual lifestyles, so like I've had multiple partners, but you clean about it, and the relationship you develop with those partners needs to be trusting. You've got to know who you're sleeping with. All right, you can be a slut and a good person at the same time. It does happen. I've seen it. I've been it. But right now I'm abstinent because of the cycles that that happened after I discovered I was getting cheated on while I was living in Florida, and then came up and was getting run out on every night, for months before, it's the craziness that I went through, and the cycles then there began. Come back, excuse me, come back around, before the birthday, and then disappear for the birthday and go back to him because you've made him the other one upset, the narcissist, and then stay away till after the narcissist's birthday, and then come back for the 4th of July or whatnot, around that time, and then ghost again, and then come back. And then there's usually a Hoover, a comeback between the summer and fall. And then there's one before Christmas. And then, gone before Valentine's Day because the first damage was made on Valentine's Day. So the ghostings always happen. The returns always happen. The stonewalling always at the same time. And it's always around important days. It is around birthdays. Ignore me on my birthday. Ignore me on Valentine's Day. Come back for Christmas to get gifts, and then run out. And then run out and be with him for Christmas and New Year's. It's always the same thing every single year. I was going through my live streams, and I look at all the times from author Stephen Walton to early Dragonstorm, where those cycles were happening, and you could tell. There was a live stream that I did called Mommy Issues versus Daddy Issues, available from Channel members, where I was just like, I'm going to throw it out there. Because somebody came at me and said, look, you can't help, I don't know. I heard something that said, just do it, just go for it. And I went for it. And she was up literally in this guy's bed, in NPD's bed. And we got a hold of each other. She called me that night. We talked that night. I forget who called who first, but we talked that night. The next thing you know, she's driving 15 hours to come down and spend that weekend with me. And then we're having sex and having fun. And then all of a sudden at the very end, she's like, I can't have sex because there was this weird rule between them. They break up so often they can't sleep with anybody else for 3 days. Guaranteed they broke up because he cheated, and then she would come to me, or she would go to one of the other guys.
Yeah.
And that was always, so all of a sudden you're not okay. And then she acted different, and then she created a fight, and then she ghosted and went back to him and created the cycle all over again. And I'm just like, this happens so many times. It happened so many times, Coil, that I didn't tell you guys. I started not telling you guys when she'd show up. I started hiding it from everyone because it was every couple months. It was, when I was down in Florida, it was, here comes the promises. Here comes I'm moving down here. I'm going to put, the daughter in a school system. It's going to happen this time. Oops, I got to pick a fight with you because I need to hurt you and run back to the other one who's giving me more money.
Make it your fault. Yeah.
I need to make it your fault and go back to the guy who's hitting me and spreading, and cheating on me. And because he gives me more money. And you know what I mean? It's oh my God. Right. And it's just, it's all damage. And what I realized, dude, is like that the last time she was here, like she was broken. And because she don't cry that often, she's crying. And she was like, I miss my mom. I need to talk to my mom. And that's when I realized this is the childhood trauma dynamic. Dad was a bipolar who would both praise and treat and was the disciplinarian and would like talk down to her viciously. So she's with Dad over at NPD. And when she wants mom, she comes to me because I'm a lunar man.
Right.
And I'm empathetic and I'm caring and I'm consoling and I listen and I forgive and I also put a person's higher good above my own pain, which is something we empaths do. Yep. But it all comes down to boundaries. Like that brings me down, so I have to create a boundary now that doesn't allow that. And it's hard, to be who we are and choose who we are going to help and we're not going to help. When it comes to people who literally drain you, all right, it doesn't matter if they have I don't care what condition they have. Those are toxic behaviors. You don't even have to have a condition. If you're trying to love somebody who's running back constantly to a negative force, to someone who is like a grown child, someone who doesn't take responsibility, somebody who abuses them, somebody who does, and there's this cycle between you and them. All right. You have to understand that person, that toxic person is coming back to you because you are the nurturer. You are the good one. All right. Mm-hmm. Even when they're pointing the finger and blaming you for the shit that they cause, all that stuff. That's why they come to you. And then they go back to the one that facilitates the devil inside, the demons, the trauma. And once I understood that, and then also because of all the triangulation, NPD and me, like NPD looks at me and hates himself. He wants to be me. He's a rainbow dragon. He wants to be me. And I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. But he's a
baby lizard.
But like, because he's a Taurus, he's a negative Taurus. He's a lunar Taurus. He's definitely lunar. He's like us. He's emotionally uncontrolled.
Say lesser involved. Yeah.
Right. Selfish narcissist. A narcissist. Look, the display that I saw made me realize, like, calling a narcissist a demon is just maybe a psychopath, a malignant, maybe like a psychopath, like a narcissist psychopath, maybe. Like, yeah, okay. But like narcissists, if they're like what I saw, that's the ball hair on Satan's taint. That is not a demon. That is less than an imp. You know what I mean? That's like level one demonic creature in D&D. There's nothing. You know what I mean?
You've encountered a wild imp. What will you do?
Right. If a person is going to run back to that and continue to be with that, there's nothing you can do for them. That's their life. That's who they're going to be with. That's what, they're draining you. And going back to what I was originally saying. So this is why narcissistic, toxic people, borderlines, this is why they will trigger abandonment issues and want during holiday seasons, because these are supposed to be special events. You can't avoid them. There's decorations everywhere. You know what I mean? You go into a store, there's stuff about Valentine's Day, there's stuff about Thanksgiving, stuff about Christmas, stuff about, it's something you can't avoid. So they're going to target those times to trigger your abandonment while running from their abandonment, and create as much trauma as they can and get off on the fact that you're hurt and thinking of them and that they feel like you can't escape it. This is the very reason why, starting this year, on Valentine's Day, I did the cord cutting spell, which triggered a very, very extreme, the most extreme reaction I've ever seen to the cycle around her birthday, which was literally coming here and bringing a narcissist to have a fight and create that. But no, see, the opposite has happened. I thank you for ghosting me, and now I understand. First off, I know I'm safe until after his birthday. I know I'm safe until damn near June. You're not going to contact me. So you're giving me time to establish my no contact barrier, to establish that you're not coming back, my boundaries. Thank you for giving me that strength. Thank you for showing me who he was. Thank you for showing me the situation. Yep. Thank you for showing me what you run back to. Thank you for showing me that you abandons me and you say I love you to a guy who's speeding off in a car who just knocked you, man-fisted you in the face several times and then took off like a bitch. Like, thank you for showing me that, because now I am secure in who I am. I understand. These cycles are done. These cycles will not continue. And that's what you have to do, ladies and gentlemen. You have to look at the cycles of pain, the holiday seasons, what they put you through, and just that's your reinforcement right there. Whether you saw the other person that they triangulated, whether no matter what the situation was, think about how lonely and broken you felt. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, birthdays, 4th of July, whatever your holidays are, whatever holidays they used. in order to create a year-round traumatic pain. You just let it go. Look at that and say, that's who you are. No matter how you feel, if you still love them, you still feel any kind of feeling toward them, like any positive feeling, concentrate on the facts of the matter, actions, not words. What a person does is who they are. That's what you focus on. And people like that will always hold you back. They will always hold down your ability to progress. They are not meant to be there. You are holding someone in your life that is not meant to be there, that is not making the choices to grow. They are not energetically aligned with you. Prosperity is waiting. Your angels, God is waiting to give you your blessings. He's waiting to give you those blessings. You are choosing not to take those blessings by accepting less than your worth and being in that situation.
Correct. Well said. I couldn't add anything to that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah.
Thank you. I want to get on camera for thank you. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Beth's back. Hi, Beth. Hi. Yes. Honey, not only am I going to say your whole name, I'm going to talk to God, and I'm going to call you things that God's going to shake his head at me when I say them. All right? So that's where we're going. Let's see. I know we've lost a lot in the chat. I know we're back there. Let's see. Narcissists are tumors. Yeah, they're cancer. They're cancerous. Let's see. I just want to make sure. Oh, Cjh, thank you so much for a super chat. Or $6.99 Canadian. Appreciate that, sir. How does one protect themselves subconsciously? I've had too many dreams lately where something demonic has been appearing, and they know my weaknesses. Okay, so first off, get some iron. Get some iron shavings if you can. Get some raw iron if you can. And if you can't, go get yourself some magnetic sand from like a craft store, for like kids because they have iron shavings in them. And you're going to take that and you put them in the four corners of your house. That is going to protect you from demonic power. Secondly, protect meditation. Meditation. Okay. Okay. This is a savage topic, but okay. Yeah. Meditate on your temple. I have been constructing my temple, my inner temple, since I was a teenager. This is my guardian. Psychic vampires taught me how to do this, or to do this. And you got to look at your whatever it is, a grove, house, castle, whatever you look at is like your home in the center, your seat of power. And build traps around it. You build a labyrinth around it. And this is something you're going to have to work on continually, and you have to maintain it. And this will this will create barriers in your psychic mind, in your mind, to protect yourself psychically. So when someone is trying to take energy, someone is trying to manipulate you, there's going to be just these barriers. There's going to be protected barriers protecting who you are. Depending on how deep you want to go, if you go into the dream world and things like that. If the person's attacking you from the dream world, that will also protect you there. Meditations on dream work, dream journal, those things will help you. Those things will help you. Well, what do you think, Coil? What's your answer?
I think you should also ritualize your bedtime routine. Don't just like pass out because you're tired. Like take 15 minutes, take 30 minutes if you have the time. Take an hour if you have the time, and you have to speak and kind of pray and kind of speak a mantra about this is a sacred space. Here's my intent for the night. Here's what I want to focus on during sleep, during dream work. And if you are not of the highest of the high energy, you are not welcome here. And ask for assistance. Your guides are there to be utilized. God is there to be utilized, or the creator, the great, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, create a ritual surrounding sleep and then do it consistently. Even if you wake up in the middle of the night, it doesn't, just take a couple quick minutes, say the mantra, go back to sleep, and sleep. It sounds dumb. Sleep consciously. Does that make sense, Stephen?
Yeah, absolutely makes sense. I dream walk. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Another thing you can do, like as Coil was saying, like your guardians, your ancestors, your spirits, your angels, source, all father, whatever it is to you, they are there to protect you. Ask for speak to them. Speak to them, because there's a reason why Christians pray and talk to God. There's a reason why. God is listening. That is the truth of it. So though saying, first off, vocalizing energy using your throat chakra to you create a resonance, what we call speech, sound, the sound of speech, is a connection to source. It is manifestation.
Yes.
This is why you have chanters and things like that. This is why people sing in church. Because, I mean, hey, have you ever been in a church with like a really energetic congregation who's like singing their ass off, like Baptist, like blacks or Baptists? Like, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
They're creating an energy field that can shift the moon, you know, and that's so do that, brother. Also calming music, meditation. Since you're from the same Star Wars community I am, I use the Jedi meditation. There's Jedi meditation music out there. I use that, and I also use Sith when I'm, going to the darker realms, but we're not going to talk about that. The Sith, oh, dude. Whoo! Grounding yourself to the lower vibrations on the Sith meditation. Just whoo! Anyway, I am, bro. I told white and dark, black dragon, white wolf. But thank you so much, CJ. Greatly appreciate you. Oh, shit, there be fucking rogues here. Bad take. Tina Bojan is in the house.
What's up?
I know. What is going on? You know what, honey?
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Now, maybe that was wrong. Hold on. That was okay. You know what? You're a positive person. Here, wait a minute.
This town needs an enema.
Now, I don't know if that was right. I'm not. Hold on. Yeah, I'm pulling out the old ones now. Well, here, Tina. This was
told us at the town hall, I think it was in July, that
I don't know, maybe that, you think, was that any better? Did I get it right that time? Okay, I hope so. You know what? I love you, Tina. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you very much for always supporting me and always being in the chats. And every time I go back and look at when I was collecting the clips for the intro in the beginning, from like the first year, second year, third year, fourth, my channel, Dr. Stephen Walton, I always saw you in the chat. And I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here, being around. And damn it, I was going on and on because I was trying to find I found the perfect clip. Here we go. Here you go, honey.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Hail the old rogues. Thank you so much, baby. Thank you.
The CEO Schwartz is as big as mine.
As big as mine.
We ain't found shit.
Oh, he said, hell yeah, bust out the cards. Maybe I will. Maybe at the end I'll do a little. Maybe I'll do a little tarot at the end. Maybe I will. Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Happy Ishtar, everybody.
Happy Ishtar. Happy Spring Equinox. Happy Easter. Whatever you may call it, the celebration of this holiday has been going on for as long as the Northern Hemisphere has been the Northern Hemisphere. So,
well, that saying, "He has risen," I think that has more to do with fertility than it does with
well, and the sun.
Necromancy.
Yeah. Well, no, it does. We've left the Necronomiconic part of the year. This is the White Wolf part of the year, and he has risen. The sun, you know what I mean? The sun, the Son of God, the Sun God. It's all there. And one of the wonderful things that I have that I'm able to do because I respect all pantheons and all paths and all faces are the one. In my opinion. So that's not my opinion. That's what it is. I mean, really. So I have the ability to appreciate all the different types of ceremonies, rituals, holidays, and celebrations, of the spring equinox, So, and it's crazy. It came so soon. It actually came. Oh my God! It came before April. Usually it's after the first full moon in April, but it came so early this year.
Time's speeding up, man. Yeah.
We're speeding up. Okay, let me see. Oh, hold on. Wait, I'm sorry. Beth. Always. Excuse me? No bra, no panties. All right. We're talking jean. We're talking just a skirt. That's it. That's all. All right. Beth, we got to talk, honey. We got to talk. We got to understand the rules here. All right. This is a very toxic relationship. Yeah. You don't do what I say and I might let you hit me. All right. Thank you. So let's see. Oh, real quick, Jessica says, forgiveness may not be necessary. Just deem them as incapable of love, maturity, humanity, or any noble values. Well, yeah. I mean, when you're dealing with a narcissist, yeah, they don't know what love is. They don't have that. That they are incapable of that. What you see deep down inside that broken little inner child, all right, they're gone. It's the only person that can help them is themselves. And God bless anyone who can. God bless anyone with NPD who says, you know what, maybe I should change, and then goes to psychotherapy and is serious about it. God bless them, man. That's heroic, not only for themselves, but for every person in their lives that they've affected and that they could possibly reverse the damage of, you know, as they change and become self-aware. But narcissists, man, they know it. This is the thing. This is the thing you got to really remember. A narcissist knows they're lying. They know they're doing wrong. They know it. Okay, their worldview, the excuses they make, they're compulsive liars. They're habitual. They can't stop it. They know it, and that to me says you're evil. You choose to be evil. You choose to be Satan's ball hair. All right, that's it. I mean, Coil, what do you think? I mean, what do you think about ignoring awareness like that?
In this instance, I think what you said about compassion and forgiveness being for yourself is applicable. I don't think forgiveness and boundaries are mutually inexclusive, but I also don't expect you to like cut them out of your life and then the next day forgive them. You know, it takes time to process trauma, and it takes growth and self-nurturing to heal from that trauma. It's only after the end of that you can let that charge go. Because the longer you hold malice or hate in your heart, the longer you're going to be binding yourself to them, because you'll be defining yourself through your trauma, which it's good to acknowledge that, but we have to remember we have to grow past that, and that takes time. It's not going to be tomorrow. It might take 10 years, who knows, but just keep pushing forward and fall back on your community. You know, create a different circle of friends, ones that support you and see you for who you are, and just
welcome to Dragonstorm.
There you go. This is one of those communities. We'll be here for you every Sunday. You know.
Yep. Absolutely. That's what we're about, man. All of us have been through shit. You know, Coil was. Please check out Savage Spirituality last night, because Immortal opened up we both did about, you know, our mothers and their illnesses and how they affected us, and it was, you know, really enlightening. We all come from a very rough background. Coil and I, you guys, we've had childhood traumas. We had things to get over. We have worked on ourselves. We have done the best that we can to attain the level of awareness, you know, self-belief that we have. And so we're here for you guys. The Dragonstorm community is growing. It is looking out for one another. And it's a blessed place to be. And I greatly appreciate y'all. So real quick, Jessica also says, basically, I expect my narc to be a complete monster who I don't need to care about. Absolutely. Yeah, then don't care about him. Walk away. Walk away. Hate if you have to, but eventually that hate has to reside, because you are keeping yourself in a low vibration and keeping yourself from your blessings. But when you are approached by danger and your defenses go up, you know, and, you know, control your fifis, control your emotions, but that's you defending yourself. That's your boundaries being approached by something you know is dark. So like I said, you can use anger in a healthy way. You can, if you have control over it, if you are defending yourself using that energy.
Yeah, all social change is the result of a societal anger, but at the end of your trauma is your exaltation. You know, so we're not saying to forgive the guy instantly. We're just saying that at some point you have to find a healthy way to release that anger. For me, it was martial arts. I had a lot of trauma when I was a kid, so I learned how to breathe. I learned how to stand. I learned how to shift weight. I learned how to send back what somebody was receiving or what somebody was sending me. And then I realized that it's not just a martial arts skill. That's like a mental fortitude skill. And there's like mental kung fu in the same way that there's physical kung fu. So
and spiritual.
Absolutely. So once I was fortified, mind, body, and spirit, people were a lot less threatening to me. And truthfully, if you do learn martial arts, you'll learn that people are very fragile creatures. It's very easy to take one apart. And, you know, I praise you for showing the restraint you did the other night, buddy. But
I did, bro.
Oh, you have to.
And it's a fucking listen. And I don't even care. the first thing that I was told was it was a tie. Like, you know, the deflections were, it's a tie. You didn't really beat him up. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Like, what did you want me to break his arm? Did you want me to like paralyze him? Did you want me to, you know, snap his ankles? Like, what did you want? Like, my
who
life was not
retreated
in
from the
danger.
battle, right?
Hey, he was let up.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, that's it. I have him down. I control this. He bit me, for fuck's sake. That's all he could do. You know, that is control. That control means more than if I had, you know, lacerated his face, you know, and broke fingers. You know, like that means more to me. Me having control over myself, control over the environment in a hostile situation. That means more to me than sending somebody to the hospital.
Yeah, and that's the same lesson I learned in my style, is that you always use the least amount of energy to resolve a situation. Right. You know?
I have to admit, you know, I'm learning Wing Chun, which is what you practice. And I went straight to ground and pound MMA. Like I went to that. It was, my mind instantly went from boxing to ground and pound.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean?
Destroy your opponent's root and they have no fight.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Papa Cotton says something very trans fat. My phone is full of tits and ass. I'm in a DM group I have to keep up with. Well, good for you, sir. And I believe I know what DM group that is, and I'm looking forward to your additions. Thank you, sir.
There you go. Well, and that's the thing, especially when you're practicing celibacy. Girls on the internet. Yeah. And the girls on the internet will do whatever you want them to do anyway. So.
Right. You know, you ain't got to pay for it. I don't know.
Nah.
I
feel sorry for people who pay for porn.
Let's see. For real, laughing my ass off. I'm way back. Let me keep going. Let me skip over a few. I'm sorry. Jessica says, yeah, Jessica, lighten up. Deborah, lighten up. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please smash the like button, share out the link, and subscribe to Immortal Coil if you would. And I'd like to thank all of the 99 people who subscribe to Sporking News podcast. He told me that a lot of Dragonstorms went over there and supporting that channel. Thank you so very much. If one of the mods could throw a link out for Immortal Coil, Sporking News podcast, I greatly appreciate it. And support these guys, man. I want to get us the community over. Like I said, Scotty, Immortal Coil stood by me through thick and thin. Never backed down, never backed away. Never embraced the flying monkeys. Never embraced anybody who told them that they they couldn't stream with Walton. They couldn't be around me. They were always there. And I hail to Etep Wakui in the place to be reviews as well. But I just want to say thank you very much, Etep. He put in his bid for King and Country, and then but eventually he, you know, he's hanging out with people that destroyed me. He's hanging out with I can't do it. I'm not going to be around that. You know what I mean? Hanging out with people that stab me, I can't do it. I still love the guy. Different perspectives, different strokes, different folks, I guess. Jessica says, plus they are so prevalent in Hollywood that any new actor or actress comes up, I'll wonder if she is a narc. Phew, or a child diddler.
Well, most of them are practicing dark religion, let's call it that. And you don't get to the top, particularly in entertainment, like music industry and Hollywood, unless you've compromised yourself, and let alone politics in one way or another. So they have like blackmail on you that they can always pull out. And then you got shit like they're doing blatant satanic ritual at the Super Bowl, you know?
No, oh my God.
Yeah.
Right out in public. Taylor Swift hanging out, right? America's sweetheart. She's drinking the gold juice. You know what I mean? Like she's, you know what I mean? Like they're at the Grove, you know, they're doing things to kids. Yeah, and it's
spiders and all that.
Look at what happened with Puff Daddy, you know, with and Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Suge Knight calling from jail into his podcast, going, "Get ready, Puff! You turn yourself in. You're coming here." You know, like in order to advance in Hollywood, all right, you have to Hollywood and the music industry. You've got to do things that are grapey, that are really grapey and child grapey. And then do these weird rituals to owl gods, you know, and it's this is why Randy Quaid went crazy, quote unquote, and went to Canada. This is why, Martin Lawrence went crazy. This is why You know what I mean? This is why Jim Carrey, you don't see him around no more. He went a little bit nuts and then kind of collected himself because he knows it. They all know it.
Dave Chappelle went to fucking Africa, dude.
Dave Chappelle went to Africa, right?
Yeah.
He turned down what, $50 million?
Something like that, yeah.
You know what I mean? And we were watching on Sporkin's channel. We were watching his interview with Oprah, who's also, you know, a child trafficker.
Oh, she's terrible.
You know what I mean? She's awful. And she's, he's talking about these things, and her eyes are getting wide, and she's like, you know, oh my God, because the secret's going to come out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Look at that Jim Carrey, guys. Look at the Jim Carrey video of him on Jimmy Kimmel. All right. When he just comes out and says it, he starts doing all the Illuminati signs. He starts talking. You know, yes, there are narcissists all over Hollywood, psychopaths, sociopaths, deviants, just people who are disgusting. And we have been fighting them in the Menace for years. And all their flying monkeys. And their flying monkeys are CNN, the Washington Post, the New York Times.
Yeah.
Their flying monkeys are all the big websites. Their flying monkeys are that level. And we fought them.
Yep. And I think the culmination of all that was that South Park episode. It's like vindicated.
The Pandaverse. Yeah, there it is right there, the Pandaverse. Yep.
Vindicated. And all the shit that we were saying, it finally reached the mainstream. And a corner's turned. You know, we're all symptoms of the system fixing itself because we're the ones who are fixing it. And it starts by fixing ourselves, right?
An entire generation of children at Disney and Nickelodeon. You know what I mean? And the ones who speak the truth are the ones who are Cat Williams, ostracized. But he's out there speaking the truth. He's crazy. He's going to jail. That's because they're coming after him. That's what these narcs do. They set you up. They point the finger. They project. They try and hustle and bring you down. That's what narcissists do. They use whatever leverage they can to make you submit to their lies and bullshit, to their control. Woo! Man, I am your fandom menace historian, bro. I'm your seer and sage. I'm doing the same fight in a different platform. You know what I mean?
There you go. Like the fucking video, drop a comment, share out the link. Let's get going.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. Pop God says, I'm not saying I understand it. I'm saying how it is how it is, that women don't respect men and treat them and treat them well, and friend zone the ones that do use them for an emotional tampon. Now, listen, absolutely, sir. But now we remembered we attract BPDs. We're BPD magnets. We've already talked about this, Papa. So we're attracting the wrong types of chicks. There are healthy post-damaged women in the chat. Okay, like I'm just saying, there are normies out there. There are normal. There are good ones out there. They're all here at the Dragonstorm community. And thank you so much for being here and being a part of this growth and a part of this collective that helps one another, looks out for another. We rise together. Adventures with Beth. I'm not sure what I was thinking when the 1X narc, he was in jail for beating me, and I visited him in jail and went to get him out because you were ride or die, Beth. That's what these narcs abuse. Narcissistic people use people that are empathetic, caring. I see the good in them. I see it. They've never been taught how to love while you're getting hit. You know, it's talk on this. I'm sorry, brother. I know you probably got a point.
If I just love them enough, they'll see that I've always been there, and they'll change and they'll get over this. And you know, and that's the thing, especially with male narcs. Men don't really cease to be aggressive until their testosterone levels drop when they're like late 50s, early 60s, and you might see a change then. But you know, every time they violate your boundary and you allow them to do so, and you rescue them from whatever the fuck they got themselves into, they learn that that's another place they can push you to.
Yeah.
You know,
and
so,
if they figure out a control trigger, they're going to use that against you.
Yeah. And they need to experience the consequences of their own bad decisions. And if that means he needs to sit in jail and wait for a trial, then that's what he needs to do.
And if that means going no contact from someone who does not value what you bring to the table and refuses to meet you in the same way, that is the consequences of their actions.
That is correct.
Going back to what Papa said, you know, like, because we attract the same types of women. They do. They use us good men as emotional tampons. It's the you know, it's no longer a sexual thing. It's no longer a loving, that kind of a loving thing. It's let me use you while I'm getting a respite from the guy that I love who treats me like absolute garbage, like I'm nothing. Who fake promises and projections. And then we
by
get
him
left
and try to have you raise the kid.
yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, no doubt. It's disgusting, and it's the truth of it. You kept going back because you were in love, because you're a good person, because you don't give up on someone that you love. And unfortunately, sometimes we love people who do not respect us.
Narcissists love themselves. They don't love you. You know, they find you useful. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jessica says my narc turned out to be an all-out psychopath, so he was a malignant. You see, this is the thing. So I was watching this really good video. I might pull up. It's like 20 minutes long. We might review it sometime. Actually, it's a really good video. It talks about the food chain between covert. So it talks about covert narcissists and overt narcissists. When a covert meets an overt, and which possibly could have occurred, but I'm done trying to even label anything anymore. I'm just BPD and NPD. That's what it is. But a covert is. And an overt, when an overt meets a covert, the covert understands how to manipulate better. They know how to kind of stay under the radar. And so the overt gets a constant source of supply because they're constantly fighting, constantly cheating, constantly doing things to each other, separating, coming back, bringing other people in, destroying those other people, blaming those other people, killing, going after them together, then going back to their own routine it's a constant source of supply. It's a constant wheel. Now, when a narcissist meets a psychopath, a true psychopath, they'll bow down. It's like a predator in the wild. They see the superior predator. The psychopath. This is why, like when I was in the mirror of the narc phase, I said learn psychopathy, which actually did help me in some ways. To be quite frank, it helped me the other night. It helped me in a fight to remain cool. believe it or not. But a narcissist will bow down. They will do what the psychopath wants. They will obey the psychopath, because he's the top. And when you encounter a true psychopath, an aggressive one, because there are psychopaths out there that aren't necessarily evil. They don't actually commit to evil acts. But when you meet one that is an aggressive psychopath, that's the top of it. You have to understand that you have to use lethal force. There is nothing less than lethal force. It's not like a narc. You can't take it. It's not like dealing with a narc. You just get on contact and you're good. Psychopath wants to get you. They're coming after you.
Yeah.
Narcissists, from my experience, and I know that my experience is not all experience, I am learning more, but from my experience, narcissists will do everything up into including the legal system to avoid accountability for what they do. And so, it's like dealing with a child. No contact is the way to go. It really is. You don't mean shit to me. You don't mean shit to me. No fuel. Don't give them any fuel. But yeah, I mean that's scary. Have you ever encountered a psychopath, Coil?
Once when I was about 20. I was living in Florida, actually, like Tampa, St. Pete area, and I forget how I even met this motherfucker, but I met this guy, and he was kind of like a Satanist. He was
Satanists, they're narcissists and psychopaths, yeah.
They are, but there was, I didn't realize it right away. Like we went and hung out a couple of times, and he's like, today's going to be gluttony sloth day. And I was like, okay, what's that mean? He's like, we're going to go out, we're going to eat, we're going to drink, we're just going to have a good time. I was like, cool, gluttony sloth day. And then we were hanging out a little bit later, and he starts going, so what kind of girls and shit do you like? And I described my type, and he goes, I want to tell you something. And I go, what? And he goes, I'm actually attracted to young children. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And he goes, I'm attracted to young children, just like you're attracted to your type. That's my type. And I was like, have you ever acted out on it? And he goes, almost. There's a couple of people that I talked to. And I'm like, what does that mean? And he starts telling me how he like makes files on people and stores records and shit. And I was like, so do you have one on me? And he goes, yeah, So right away, I had to ghost the guy. You know, he would call and leave.
Yeah.
He would call and leave messages on my machine. I had to put up like a barrier energy, I guess barrier casting.
Yeah.
Although I didn't call it that back then, I was like, okay, this guy needs to stay as far the fuck away from me as possible. Yeah, true psychopathy. And it's like, as he was talking, I could see in my head how he would probably go to like sporting events and try to sit near kids and, you know, just nasty shit.
That's oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. Dude.
Oh, that is dark.
I don't know how I manifested this guy in my life. I don't even remember really meeting him. I just remember
there was a test. It was some type of test. Absolutely.
Clearly. Yeah. I don't have room in my life for people who hurt kids.
No, that's scum. That's worse. That's the most horrible scum. Women think they don't like men that treat them shitty, but ask any woman about their exes. It's the same. But I realize I'm the one who attracted them. Yeah. I mean, So when you're dealing with someone who doesn't understand themselves and who is broken in the inside, they bullshit themselves. I was bullshitting myself for a long time. We've already gone over this. I understand, and I don't settle for myself deluding myself anymore. I look at actions. I look at what is happening. I read the playing field, and this is what it is. You know, that's how I do it now. But when you're dealing with because women, okay, so there is a natural inclination for women to look for protectors, providers, and the tough guy. There's a reason why in the old movies, in the old, you know, like up to like the 50s, 60s movies, the cowboy or whoever would slap the chick and then they'd fuck. There's a reason because the woman wants to be dominated. The woman actually wants that control. To a certain level, but there is a fine line between being that stud, being that alpha sigma, and being a piece of shit who is abusive, who doesn't recognize that the value of a woman when she needs to be feminine, when she needs to be expressive, when she needs the reins. Because being in a relationship is sharing the reins. It is recognizing that you as a man has certain functions that you're good at, and a woman has her roles that she's good at. Yeah. Now, sometimes you can swap those roles if, you know, one's down and the other one needs to handle it. But this is the nature. It's the nature of human beings. So look for the damages within, and toxic women, like toxic men, will make excuses. I see the good in them. Yeah. I don't like men who are toxic, and then the first one they run to is the dude who treats them like shit, ignores their phone calls, gives them one-word answers, is out somewhere, doesn't give them an explanation. You know what I mean? Then, because there's also that chase. There's also the chase that's involved. And one thing I've had to learn as a lunar male is that because I'm learning my feminine side as opposed to because my solar side's good. I would chase, especially in this situation. I can't chase. That's not the superior role. That's not the alpha move. That's not you don't have the power. And in a true male-female relationship, women enjoy the submissive role, no matter what they say.
Absolutely.
They want to be chased. They want to be dominated. But at the same time, a true woman is also going to recognize their worth, and is also going to recognize, you know, when it's time for them to have the reins of control, for them to be in power, it's not them to lead. So it's a give and take.
Well, the kind of unbalanced woman we're talking about gets addicted to emotional extreme, and so they need that roller coaster to feel alive. And you know, that's why you'll often find that those type of women, they'll get with a guy and live with him for like 10, 12 years and have some kids, and then get bored and then like go find a Chad or a Tyrone and hop on the pogo stick. And, you know, it's because they don't know themselves. They don't know what they want. But also the male in that situation has become way too submissive and way too accommodating, you know. And again, it's not like I'm saying treat a woman like shit. But what it is there's a give and a take, like Steven said. You want to be protected. You want to be provided for. You want to have access to my resources. I'm going to need you to be nurturing and keep the home that I'm providing. You know, and when I come home after a deflated day, help me, you know, and it doesn't mean I'm going to come home crying like a bitch. It just means like recognize that I fucking spent all day to create this for you because I love you, you know? He'll go ahead.
Papa, just real quick. Papa, if you do me a favor, Papa sent me this video early on that explained. Can you send me the video about the good guy, the Steve, and the bad girl? If you can find it, you know, the one where she's like, you know, can only be your friend, and then she runs through Chad after Chad, and then when she hits the wall, she's totally like, I'm ready to be in a real relationship now, Steve. If you can find that, please. Okay.
It's called Forrest Gump.
I was Jenny. I was chasing Jenny.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, Pop, if you can find that, please send that to me. I will play that. Send it to me on X. All right. Jessica says I'm literally a psychopath magnet. That's why I don't date, until I find a normal, genuine guy. You live around Philly, Jessica? You want some author? That's not. I'll tell you what, my short stroke will dominate anyone's long stroke. I guarantee you.
Grab it like a rabbit.
It's not the dick, it's the balls. Let's see. Yeah, we're around. Oh, Adventures with Beth. Hold on, Beth. Beth said, I think I was afraid not to be with him because that's when he would go off on me. Yeah, it's a control thing. Yeah, I know. It's kind of I've seen it. I've seen it out front of my door, like a tantrum, just stamping back and forth, yelling and blaming everybody for their own dumbass stupidity. And that is the most dangerous aspect. Like, male narcs, I can't stand male narcs, man. That's disgusting behavior, and it's something you never should have put up with, Beth. You're a beautiful woman. You're a beautiful soul. You know, I truly do love you. I'm so happy you came into my life and that we have had interactions over the last year or so. It's been a joy and a blessing to have you in my life, honey. Papa says that he's a shit magnet to normal women, don't want anything to do with me. Any woman who I attract to me is bad news. It sucks, but it's true. So what I'm doing right now, while I am not having sex, I am not dating. I'm hardly talking. I've talked here and there, but I'm just not ready. Because I need to work on myself. I need to resonate a woman whose worth meets me.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and because that's something that my
worthiness. Absolutely.
Yep. And something that my brother Coil,
show me why I should care about you.
Yeah.
You know, tell me about your thoughts, your feelings, your aspirations, your goal, and all that. But don't bring a bunch of solar fucking energy around. That's my job. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike. Oh, snap. Mike's in the chat. What is up, Mike Duds? Good to see you, my brother. He says, I'm a natural physical fighter. Things I learned years ago come out in a fight. Yeah, man. Been a landlord for 40 years. Well, you got to know how to, right?
There you go.
But and that's wonderful, dude. Yeah, once you go through, classes, once you have muscle memory, those mental pathways. Your mental pathways will degrade when you stop doing something. Your body will, get weaker if you're not working on it. But those paths are still there. Those react, and when you snap into that, when you've been in the ring, because I've been in the ring a few times, if this other side of you clicks on the discipline that you have learned, and that's why I was really to be perfectly honest, Mike, like as a martial artist myself, I'm very proud. I had been waiting for years. I had been just like wanting and raging to break this dude's limbs, to snap his shoulder out of his pocket. You know what I mean? To break all of them. I wanted to leave him one foot. I was going to leave him one leg so he could hit the gear, so he could hit the gas to get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like that's, and in that moment that I finally got that confrontation, when that confrontation came to me, I was able to control, because that discipline and control is the one thing that I have constantly been taught.
Mm-hmm.
Coil, you're a martial artist as well. Like, how do you feel?
Yeah. So I study Chen style Tai Chi Chuan, and the first opening move is like to breathe and calm down and root. But most untrained fighters, they're going to throw haymakers and they're going to try to punch you in the chin. And if you know that, and you know a couple of basic techniques, you can change that around and sever their root and put them down. I've only ever been in a few fist fights, and it wasn't. I didn't even use my fist, man. I used like the edge of my forearm, and you. If you know how to shift your weight through the stances, you just pull a guy off balance and then redirect it a different way. He'll fall down every time. Unfortunately, the one time that the first time I got in a bar fight, the way the guy fell, he landed wrong and broke his leg. And the bouncers saw what was going on, and they agreed that I was in the right to do what I did. But they were like, "Listen, man, you should probably get out of here before the cops and the medics show up." And I was like, "Okay." So just slammed my bear and left. But it's also like if you have what the Chinese call wu dai, that means like effort without effort. You get when you get in a confrontation, you're doing it for either defending the defenseless, which is what I was doing, or for self-defense when somebody's crossing you. But you also do it with like great sorrow in your heart, because you had to physically harm somebody else to get them to stop from harming someone else, which is like one of those absurd things. I like to refer to it as divine dichotomy, where you have to create the inverse of your intent in order to express your will. You know, you don't learn martial arts to go be a bully and to go hurt people. You do it to stop other people from hurting weaker people. So, yeah,
and protect yourself, and also to find alignment, to root, find alignment, spiritual enlightenment. There's a lot of reasons.
Yeah, there's a lot of philosophical truths that you learn through martial arts, and it's in the literature. A wise Sifu is going to know about lineage, and it's going to know about philosophy, and is going to be able to talk to you about those things. But there's also like the breath changes the chi changes the bones, and the breath ultimately will affect the spirit. We used to do 100-day stance things where we would just take a piece of a form and stand and breathe for anywhere between half an hour and an hour for 100 days in a row. And you know, you pack some real stuff once you've solidified your stances, man. I'm not sure if it's the same for Wing Chun. I know you guys have higher stances, but some of our stuff is like thighs parallel to the floor, and it gets real intricate, man. We could probably do a whole stream about martial arts one of these days if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, we absolutely will.
I've been doing that shit since I was a teenager, man.
Lady Virgo is in the house. Well done, or well damn, almost missed the entire life. Virgo, you here? We glad you're here, sweetheart. We need some Earth energy. These Tauruses need you, Virgo.
I like
Virgos.
You, baby. Yeah.
Oh, I love Virgo. Oh, Virgos are such good love. Man, they make love like a mother. Ooh, I miss Julia. Julia was a Virgo, man, and we had a lot of fun.
I've had some fun with some Libras too, man.
I'm married a Libra.
Did you? And see, like it never ended up working out with Libras, but they were pretty fun.
They are fun. Yeah. Hail, brother. Oh God, what are your signs out there, ladies? Hey, dudes, if you've got a little bit of man love going on, tell us what your signs are too. We're trans fatties. We don't hate. Man love is acceptable here. Okay, it's all right. Deborah says nightmares are very primal. It's from the cave days. It's how the mind protects you to figure shit to figure things out that when you deal with bad shit. Coil, I'm not really into that part of psychology. Do you have any comments on that?
Well, that's one school of thought. There's a lot of people who believe dreams are like an epiphenomenon of a exhausted brain, and that they'll use dreams to work out tension and solve problems, which true. I believe you can carry your stress over to the dream world, but when you're a dream walker, when you're a lucid dreamer, you realize that the scenarios that we create as we're dreaming are sub realms of reality.
Yeah.
And and when you're especially if you've had lucid dream experience or dream walking experience, you notice a difference in the quality of dreams where you're a passive creator, versus where you're in charge of the creation. Now, people want to hook up machines and talk about brainwave states and all that kind of stuff, which is fine and good. But remember the immortal words of Nikola Tesla: science will make more progress in 10 years studying the non-physical realm than they have in the entire, 200 years. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. Much appreciate that. I mean, when it comes to dream realm, you're right. And our nightmares, if they are not connecting to someone else, because I'm an antenna. Like, I really do. Like, I can pull people to me. People who don't normally have that gift can be pulled to me if I am intensely thinking about them. And I learned that those nightmare scenarios that you have are your fears trying to. It's the imagery in place being created in the matrix in your mind in order to express how you are feeling on your deepest levels. Yeah. So that's basically what it is.
That's also what we were talking to Cjh about, is creating a nighttime ritual before you go to sleep. You can do everything you can to protect yourself from dark thoughts or negative energy or what have you prior to going to sleep. And then, Stephen was talking about placing iron around the house, all that kind of stuff. But also, I like that you said to dream journal. I actually kept a book of dreams for a number of years, and it's in storage right now. Yeah. And anytime I had a particularly intense experience, I'd figure out a way to write it down so I didn't lose the essence. And that's usually like when angelic beings or, intense metaphysical experiences happened during dream time. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, same thing for me. I have no idea where it is. I have no idea where my journals are. I have no idea where my first grimoires are. I don't know where the first. I used to have 5-star notebooks that I would write my elemental series in.
Yeah,
my science fiction. I have tons of them. I don't even know where they are. Yeah. CJH says I don't like fighting because I tend to go overboard and I go for the kill. That you need work. There's inner work. Everything you said tonight says you have inner work that you need to do. Because that is a fear response.
Yeah.
Rage is a fear response.
For emotionality. So, again, martial arts training will help with that. They'll teach you mental focus. They'll teach you breath work. They'll teach you root. And then that way you're not going to just go half-cocked and murder somebody for the slightest infraction. I always give people the chance to walk away. I'll try to walk away myself unless it's like an extreme emergency. Yeah.
You don't want somebody can't tap your astral taint, and you just fly into rage. All right, CJ.
That's right. Your taint chakra.
Taint chakra. Deborah Cohen.
That's the new hashtag right there.
Oh, that's hashtag Sage and the Savage. Hashtag taint chakra. I listen to meditations, ocean waves, and documentaries to sleep. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I do similar things. I
really like the binaural lucid dream. There's like a 5 or 6 hour video, and especially if you're wearing earphones, it'll induce a brain state that's conducive to lucid dreaming if you've never done it before. You mentioned listening to Jedi stuff and Sith stuff. I was thinking that earlier, but I forgot to spit it out until just now.
Okay, well, you spit it right out, dude. You're allowed to spit here. I prefer swallows, but you can spit. Colby Flyer. What is up, Coley Bree? Good to see you. Says, hi, guys. Can narcs cause eating disorders to people they associate with? I just saw the niece of a woman narc who I suspect has anorexia. She is dangerously so thin. She does not look like herself. Yes, absolutely. You're dealing with an energy vampire, someone who's manipulative, who figures every fear trigger and trauma trigger that you have and exasperates them. creates new ones where they can. They do this in cycles so that they can maintain control over you, so that you will accept their lies, their abuse, their bullshit, their cheating, their stealing, their everything. And then shift that toxic energy onto you. They're all about spreading pain. They're not about healing themselves. They're passing that shit on. So absolutely, that's narcs can cause any number of disorders. They can also make you narcissistic if you stay in the situation long enough because of the exchange of energies and the culture of abuse that you're going through, and whatever else they do. So they'll make you a liar. You know, you lie to yourself. Like one of the most one of the most disgusting things that I had to work out of my system was the realization that I had let these people mold me in some ways like them. You know, and that was but I'm at the point now where, you know, they had a fight. I know they had a fight 2 nights ago. I know they had a fight, or something intense happened on Friday night.
And I demasculinized him in front of her.
Yeah, well, yeah. And I could feel this nasty, horrible energy all over me for a short time. It was disgusting energy. But I pushed it away. I said, no, I don't care. And I pushed it away. What do you, so we both of us have a family history, and I think, you know, a history of knowing people who have disorders. So I'm sure you have an insight on this, like that goes beyond narcissism.
Yeah, we'll see. The thing is, they can convince you to harm yourself. It's unless they're like physically controlling your food supply or something. That's like a whole different kind of category. But if they walk by and like pinch your belly or say like your ass is too fat or whatever, and then you decide not to eat, not to nourish yourself, they'll convince you to harm yourself mentally. They'll convince you to harm yourself physically. And just like we were saying before, as they do so, they knock you off your high vibration, and then they siphon that excess chi into their own system because they do not know how to do that for themselves. They live at the expense of other people. It's sick, but it's also one of those things. To truly heal, first you have to like cut them off, then you have to take responsibility for your side of the street, then you have to forgive yourself, and eventually you'll rebuild yourself and continue on with your life. The real key is when you're presented with a set of identical circumstances, whether through the same person or a different person, and you recognize it for what it is and you refuse it from your life, then you know that you have gone to the next level. Because I'll tell you what, as soon as you make up your mind, as soon as you create a spiritual conviction, as soon as you create a boundary, the universe will test you.
Yes.
You'll call that test to yourself through your higher self. It's like, okay, I get it. I've been around the block once. It's time to prove it. You know, I've had relationships where the person straight up was narcissistic, and then I would meet a different person who was also narcissistic. I would recognize it for what it is and immediately put the kibosh on that. You know, as soon as I see it, that's it. We're done. I'm walking away because there's nothing that you can bring me that I can't recreate somewhere else with a better person. I'm too old for this shit. You know, the immortal words of Lethal Weapon. Getting too old for this shit.
Getting too old for this shit. Well, yes, and that's absolutely it. The signs that I have gotten recently in the last couple of days is, this one doesn't need to be here. They're not choosing. They're not on your vibration. They're not choosing that path. You can manifest someone who can make you feel even better, and will also be on the same path. And that's where I'm heading. Lady Virgo says, not a Hellwood fan. Yeah. I think that most decent people really shouldn't be. You know, and also CJH says that if you turn to God, you get blacklisted by celebrities unless you're Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt definitely went down some notches, man. You know, I mean, they're not keeping him out on purpose, but yeah, absolutely. Mel Gibson,
they totally went after him.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they absolutely, yes. And I'm not sure if it's a Satan Christ thing, like in that dichotomy, that duality. 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 Thank you. I don't think that it has to do so much with with that, but that is it. But I think it's the representation of true evil and good people with, have whatever. I'm a witch, and I'm saying have whatever qualms you want with the Bible or at Christian history. But at the end of anything, if you look at the lessons the Bible is really trying to teach you, or Christianity is really trying to instill in you, these are positive, loving, forgiving, powerful messages that if used correctly and taken correctly and exercised in the way that they're truly meant, makes you a good person that would be disgusted by Hollywood and disgusted by the music industry and the things that they do.
Don't rely on other people to interpret the words of Christ if you're a Christian, because Christ was not a Christian. Christ was
the rabbi.
Yeah, and he actually went and upset the system. He kicked motherfuckers out of the temple.
Right, Christ kicked some ass, right?
Yeah, the Romans considered him a terrorist and killed him because he was waking people up. He was the herald of the age of Pisces, right?
Yes.
All that fish imagery, all the, that's a whole show right there too.
Yeah, and he let us know. When he was in Jerusalem. He said, "You will know of my coming when you see a man bearing a pitcher of water at the gates." That is the age of Aquarius, and we are about to enter that age.
That's where we're heading.
Yeah, so the whole, if I can just go Christian-y just for a second, the whole idea of the end times is not an end time; it's a new age. It is the end of an era. We're moving into a new era. Whenever I hear Christians going end times, I'm like, guys, stop being so dour, stop being so world ending. Please, calm down. You're unintentionally manifesting World War III. Calm down.
Yeah. Well, you got to think of it as a coiled spring. The circle keeps moving, and we keep on moving with the circle. And each time we move to a new rung, that doesn't mean you haven't done all the other stuff. It just means you're on to a new experience.
The world didn't end when Moses came down off the mountain and said, "Yo, Taurus is over. We're in the age of Aries."
Yeah. Although he killed a lot of motherfuckers.
Well, they were all having sex and having a great time. I would have loved to live in the age of Taurus, dude. The age of the Minotaur. Oh, dude, there was so much sex and partying going on. That's what we do.
Hail Ishtar.
Hell you. Put on your Ishtar bonnet and come to the temple. It's time to screw. I love this holiday.
Honor the goddess sexually. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Divine prostitutes.
The divine prostitutes, man. What a great age. Kanye and Jim Carrey both suffer from bipolar too. Well, yeah, everybody has their issues, but it's.
We were talking about that last night. There's a correlation between artistic expression and mild insanity, but you go through those industries and do the same shit that they had to do, especially in the 80s and the 90s, man. Come on. You'd be insane too.
God, wouldn't you be? Look at Puff Daddy and fucking Cuba Gooding Jr. out there doing. Jesus.
God damn.
Oh, it's grapey, dude. It's straight grapey.
That's shocking, but it's not surprising,
Yeah, so he also says a lot of these celebrities, even though they act like atheists in public, we all know what they are. Yeah, well, and that's the deception of the type of Luciferian cult that you have. All right, they're narcissistic, they're liars, they're projectors. I'm going to say I'm an atheist because I know it's going to piss them off, but I'm not actually going to say what I am, even though everybody knows, because it's going to make them even crazier. And I'm just going to deny it.
Yeah, well,
that's what they do.
They communicate with each other through occult symbolism, and they hide their things in common logos that we see every day, and they laugh at us because they think that we're ignorant sheep.
Yes.
You guys go read some David Icke. You'll hear some wild shit.
Man, we listen to some Cat Williams. Oh yeah, too. Listen to what he's saying.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm talking. Papa God, I'm talking with you in here, but I don't trust none of you. That is some trans fat shit. Listen, Papa, you're not supposed to say that. I love all of you. All right, that's all I'm saying. That, including you, Papa. I'm tapping your astral taint right now. Your taint chakra is beautiful. I might tongue punch it. Let's see. Let's see. Moving down. I'm trying to find another. It's a 2-hour mark. Are you still good?
I'm still good, man. It depends on how late you want to stay up. I ain't got shit going on.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm feeling good. We're having a good discussion here. We got 17 people in the chat. Hail to all of you. Please smash the like button, share the link.
Yeah.
It is. I'm trying to find. Those guys are talking. It's fucking pop out here. Listen, pop out. Huh? this troll. Papa, what is wrong with you? We understand, Papa Cotton. We understand we're BPD magnets here. We understand. The thing is, and I trust my trust issues have saved my life before, so it's a little difficult to. No, yeah, don't, man. I don't. I just got them. I just got trust issues now.
Well, that's the thing too.
They're healthy.
That's the thing too. Is not every female deserves your attention. And like I said, and it might sound like a jerk move, but you got to prove your worthiness to me if you want me to. You know, I can pleasure you in ways that is uncommon on this planet. And if you want to experience that, you have to show me that you deserve it. Right? It's not just going to be with any random hoe. You got to distinguish yourself. That's my attitude.
Those are the words of a Taurus whose dick has been to Alpha Centauri. You don't understand. This man's stroke is galactic. He is known.
I have
he is known.
Interstellar reputation.
Yes, he does. Intergalactic stud, ladies. You don't know what you're missing. You want some Coil, you better buckle up.
There you go. Join us early Sunday morning, late Saturday night, and you'll figure out why.
Come to Savage Spirituality, guys. It's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 a.m. on Sunday, a.m., and 11 p.m. On the West Coast.
There you go.
So, listen, narcissistic abuse can mess with their physical health. If she already is making an already pre-existing condition more sensitive or anorexic. Dude, well, this is why I think BPDs love NPDs. Because BPDs has a lot of issues and insecurities and toxicities and abandonment issues and trust issues and parental mommy and daddy issues and all kind. And NPD is a woman in with a penis. He's a he's a manipulative toxic broad. He's the Queen of Cups in reverse. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing less masculine than the Queen of Cups in reverse. And that's what, but he triggers her anxieties. He exasperates them, makes her feel worse about herself, lets her project their abuses on other people. Literally stories about NPD going out and cheating, BPD finding out, them having a fight, then blaming the person he cheated on her with, going to her house, sleeping in her bed, taking a video of it and sending it to her. Is the type of cycles of damage you can get when you have two very toxic people together who are constantly just exasperating trauma, and one's just triggering and traumatizing and destroying the other one. It's any number of conditions can happen. It is disgusting behavior. Let's see. Florida. Well, Mike says Florida is the land of the psycho. I was in Florida for a minute. What are you trying to say?
I was down there too. Yeah. I just drew the King of Cups, man. It's funny.
You got your card? You got cards on you?
I got a program that does that. My cards, my actual cards are in storage. But yeah, King of Cups. Just right now.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's a randomizer too, man. So hey, there you go.
Yeah, let's see. Great conversations happening in the chat. Hail to all you guys. This is what I love about the Dragonstorm chat. This is what I love about Dragonstorm community. And we're seeing this over the Savage community. We have people who are looking after each other, talking to one another, conversing, helping each other out while we're up here just talking and saying whatever. We have so much wisdom from people in this chat, so many wise survivors and thrivers. People who have worked on themselves, fixed themselves, people who are on a higher level that are imparting wisdom in this chat that we appreciate seeing and reading, and gives us a better understanding of ourselves and a support system that I couldn't be more thankful for. Thank you guys for being here so much.
Hail the chat.
Hail this chat. Hail this chat. Adventures with Beth. My last narc went to high school. He wasn't the same person 20 years later, or went to high school with too. I must have missed something. That must be I must have missed something. I'm sorry, Beth. Lady Virgo says 49 years young, and I've been with a real man. And I've never been with a real man. I'm not proud of that. Virgo, you in the Philly area, baby? Are you out near Washington, Washington State? Listen, let's two Tauruses, baby, real Tauruses, all right, not effeminate ones. We're not fighters unless you ask. We do give back kisses, and I'm just saying, like this. Author Stephen Walton is not trying to pick people up in the chat. All right, this is not happening. I love you, baby. I'm just saying, I'm out here near Philly. I'll give you the short straw. Mortal Coil, and a Mortal Coil will take you to Saturn.
There you go.
You don't understand.
He holds down the East Coast. I hold down the West Coast. That's
the atmosphere
agreement.
and everything, and the stars.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't have nothing on Coil's stroke. I admit that. I'm not. That don't intimidate me. Okay, that don't intimidate me. He's got extraterrestrials using suck machines on him and shit. He's got all kinds of cool shit going over. Oh,
you got to share me with the stars is basically it. If you don't mind, we can party.
There's not enough bitches on Earth. You have to understand where Coil's coming from. There's not enough. Like,
can't find a good woman on Earth. So gotta go a couple star systems over.
I need that ticket. I need them to keep the grays away from me. All right, I don't want none of them. I don't want to get Cosby'd by a gray alien. I don't want that. Oh God, I love you, Coil.
Fucks with them. Love you too, brother.
Let's see. The two names people need to know when it comes to two names every man needs to know when it comes to being a man and dealing with women. Patrice O'Neal and Tom Lakis.
There you go. Patrice O'Neal was ahead of his time. He was a comedian in the 90s and early 2000s. He was a big fat black guy, and I think his heart exploded or something like that. But he was talking about toxic femininity like years before it was in vogue to do so. And the shit that he's saying and the shit that the red pill, that kind of thing, and men going their own way, they're direct descendants of his sort of comedy. And it's interesting that it's usually comedians who have to float out these ideas and put them in a humorous phraseology, because otherwise it's
George Carlin.
There you go. Because otherwise people get offended, and you're like, relax, it's just a joke. But it's not a joke. This is how society is treating itself. There's a effort to feminize men and masculinize women, and it's inverse and incorrect, because the powers that were knows that it can throw us out of balance, make us thus easier to control.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because these are not the roles we are supposed to play. This is why we have a rise in the transgender thing. This is why this is going on. This is a program. This is programming. This is narcissists at the top, psychopaths, whoever at the top, literally using the power of media, using the power of Hollywood television, using every leverage that they have to inflict harm upon us, to make us confused with who we are. Is there a segment? Or always, all right, as long as history has been history, been a section of society that has been different, whether they are gender fluid, that's always been a thing. Androgynous has been a thing. Transsexuals has been a thing.
Sure.
It's there's always that part of society that is that way, because that is the life path they are supposed to walk at that time to grow their soul.
Absolutely.
But
not all of them are self-righteous and angry. They're not like politically fucking stupid about it.
Right.
They just live ordinary lives. They find the people they resonate with. I've been friends with people like that. Shit, it doesn't bother me. But they're not all like all up your ass about screaming about like pronouns and shit. They're just they think that shit's just as tacky as we do.
And I think also it's a play by the Luciferians in the aspect of they are bringing they're bringing very small minorities of people to the forefront, making them heroes, putting them under this intense stress, not mimic, and then also trying to spread the damage, with all the parents that are out there giving their kids, their freaking 5-year-olds, hormone therapy and shit like that. Like this, that's abuse.
Mutilating their
Why are
own
these
bodies.
these abuses are taking place? Right. It's all about F the kids, the Hollywood, the politicians, the top 1%. They don't give a damn about kids. But it's also that Luciferian aspect that it's like, to Christians who they're already, kind of weird on the gay thing. But Christians came so far, dude. We had a Christian in the White House when we got gay marriage. You know what I mean? Like, Christians have come far, and as far as their acceptance, their understanding of tolerance and acceptance, or whatever you look at it. But when you present this to families who are Judeo-Christian and cult in their native culture, it's automatically offensive, and it's not only that, but it's also naturally harmful. And what these narcissists do is point at the Bible. They'll point at their church and go, "You don't like this because you're a bigot or you're a religious bigot." It's like, no. On a basic human level, this is wrong. This is harming kids. This is not right. This is how these psychopaths and narcissists do. The ones in Hollywood, that sphere, the politics and the royalties, the bankers. It's disgusting. If you are complicit, if you are a powerful person who is surrounded by powerful people, and you are complicit in the evil acts that they are doing, you are just as bad. And this is why we've seen people go crazy famous people go crazy over the years, right? Because look what they're dealing with. Look at what they know what's going on. And if they try and come out about it, look, Cappy and kill himself, right? Cappy didn't kill himself. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of examples out there of people who shot themselves in the back of the head, or you know what I mean? From people who have tried to expose the aliens, between the truth of what's going on with the U.S. government as far as alien technologies, dealing with extraterrestrials, free energy, right? Tesla. There are so many different examples of people being killed or information being completely wiped out that would help progress society as a whole. I went way off track, but yeah.
Well, it's all related, and then they use that bigot. They cry bigotry whenever you try to talk common sense about that shit.
Exactly.
It's a very old, tired play, and I'm glad that we're all like grown up enough to see it for what it is.
Well, we're getting wise to it. Thank you to everybody who's here. Please smash that like button, share out the link, and I greatly appreciate you putting up with two sexy Tauruses who are on a spiritual plane that allows us to, across the ether, tap you in the taint chakra. The taint chakra. Hashtag taint chakra. All right. Thank you. I got a super chat. I know there's a super chat down here, so let me jump ahead and get to that. So many great people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is beautiful. I'm glad Beth, Deborah, Jessica, Cjh, Papa Cotton, Mike, Lady Virgo. So many wonderful people in here. Thank you very much. Where did that go? Oh, wait, I have a star. I can go to starred. Ooh. Okay, cool. Okay, here we go. From Cjh with $6.99 Canadian. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Cjh. Greatly appreciate you. Says that, have you ever met someone that was as close to the devil as possible? Something that legit terrified you to the core, where you were like, nope. I think Coil talked that psychopath you met, right?
I did, but also non-corporeal beings, and I've been approached by some dark extraterrestrials that I had to dismiss from my presence. There's a real, when you know who you are spiritually, and I know Steven likes to talk about dark and light. I am the fucking light. And when I flex that to non-human entities, they have no choice, because they can't take the vibration. And I have to say that confidently and arrogantly, because I've dismissed some very, very dark entities from my presence that way.
Wow.
Yeah, but
I
human.
mean, like how, if
Go
I
ahead.
may ask, when you say very dark extraterrestrial entities, like, can you describe it?
The Alpha Draconis, who invited me to drink blood and pleasure myself with innocent people.
Jeez, what does an Alpha Draconis look like?
Well, there's different castes of them. The warrior Alpha Draconis, they're anywhere from 12 to 15 feet tall. They yeah, they have
like Nephilim height, giant height.
Yeah. It was actually they actually were responsible for a lot of dinosaur biodiversity because they're geneticists. They like to fuck around and make everything reptilian. So there was a very explosive age of reptiles that we had on planet Earth. They have a very strong tail, 3 spines that converge into a tail. They have claws. Their feet kind of look like eagle talons. They look kind of close to the V, like if you watch that show back in the 80s.
Oh yeah, V. Yeah.
When their face comes off, not exactly like that, but pretty damn close. Some of them have like a third eye that's pretty strong and capable of doing like physical damage to you if they get pissed off. But they're but they're also big enough and strong enough to literally rip you limb from limb if you try to physically challenge them. But depending on how they take you, if you're more astral than being in their physical presence, you can puff yourself up and flex on them that way. Yeah.
That's and what was that experience like when you flex your power, your influence, your energy?
To me it's like I grow until they're the size of like action figures. And I grow glow brightly, and it's like I put bass in my voice, like speaking with the voice of God, because when you know where you come from spiritually, who you were before you incarnated as whatever the fuck carbon-based body this is, they can't convince you that you're just your body. And they also can't tolerate the increase in frequency. One of my encounters, I was being led by my spirit guide through an Alpha Draconis place, and I started using my mind to rip some of them limb from limb just because I had that terrible of a reaction to it. I hadn't thought about that in years. Shit, man.
Dude, thank you. I appreciate that. That's so interesting, man. Thank you.
That's some savage spirituality. We talk about shit like that all the time. And it's not just all like orgies in space, man. There's been like a lot of different range to the encounters.
It's not just orgies in space. That's so fat. Like, I'm glad you're out there doing some work. I'm glad you're out there doing some diplomatic work or whatever it is that you're doing. Besides banging, you're not banging the Alpha Draconis. Jesus, Adventure with Beth said that sounds like her ex. You just explained her ex, man. Actually, if we can just get savage, guys, please excuse us. These are usually topics we do on Immortal Coil's channel. And thank you for being here. Hit the like, hit dislike if you don't like it, and thank you for your comment if you have a question. Coil's open to talking about all this stuff.
Of course.
But okay, so what question was I about to ask you? The question. So you hear in like the papers, or you've heard, in conspiracy theories or whatever, even if like passing by, people must have, about like aliens actually being here. Like V, you mentioned V, like wearing like masks and things like that. Is it the case that there are actual extraterrestrials masquerading as people, or are they like the hybrids that you hear about?
That's a multi-layered question. There are races that look exactly like us because we're a human race, and they can come and walk around. I read a report once about beings that were spotted in in a casino being given a tour by a government official, and they were not from Earth, but they looked enough like human beings that people weren't like being alerted to the fact that they were ETs. And trying to explain a monetary system and like how gambling works and all that, that's like a completely foreign concept to anybody who's not from Earth, because nobody except people on Earth use money, because they don't see any reason to have to pay to live on a planet that we were born on when there's enough resources for everybody. But money is a system of control. Now, I think I know where you're going, like the whole like shape shifting reptilians.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a thing. And a lot of times when people are seeing like the shape shift, it's not like the skin is losing cohesion. It's that they're glimpsing like a 4D or a 5D overlay. And there's a limit to how high their frequency they can access. Like I was saying, they can't get really much past like 6D at the most. Low 6D, I would say. But if it's like a dark reptilian like that, they will take a human and ritualistically terrorize them to the point of death. And once the human soul is exited, they will install a reptilian soul, and it'll drive the body. And then it has access to all the body's memories, so it still knows how to go to work and do this and that. But then through the buddy system, they'll find themselves promoted up into positions of, and this is actually old kind of shit. Like recent events have occurred that this kind of shit's not really going to happen too much anymore. But it's important that everybody understands and has a common historical basis from which to judge the lens of history that we've been gazing through. If we all are told lies and we're basing our actions off of lies, then there's no way that we're going to make any sort of progress, because we're not getting the whole picture. It's like the story of the three blind men and the elephant. Do you know that story, Stephen?
No.
Okay. There's three blind men and they're touching an elephant and they're trying to describe to each other what it is. And one says, this thing's huge. It's like a tree trunk. It's massive. It's, just big and thick. And the other guy's going, no, it's long and flexible. It's very muscular and elastic. It's snake-like. And the other one's going, no, it's very long and wispy, and it wags around a lot. So they're just touching different parts of an elephant, but because they're all blind, they can't communicate to each other what the entire animal looks like. And that's the same thing.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. For a second there, all those three of those descriptions sounded like a dick. I was worried if you were going in that direction. All three. I don't the first one, I'm like, don't go to dick, Steve. Don't go to dick. And then you started talking about the second one, don't go to dick. I was like, oh shit, it all sounds like a penis. I don't understand.
It's a leg, a trunk, and a tail. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Deborah Cohen says your chakras are more intact than your ex's. Absolutely. Jessica says that let's see, my chakra is the crown, or all my chakra is crown. Okay. And she also says that her taint chakra is non-existent. Honey, it's not non-existent. You have two light workers. I'm a little darker. I'm salty. He's salt and I'm pepper. All right. You have two light workers here. We can find it for you, honey. We can find it. Jessica's agreeing. Jessica is non-existent. And Beth says broken. But that's because you're my toxic boo, honey. You're choo-choo coming through my twin train wreck. I like it broken, Beth. So I like everything broken about you is beautiful. I hope that you can embrace my shattered insecurities, because we're having toxic love. It's going. It's all going to be broken, Beth. Let's see. What about you, Walton? What about you, Walton? Have you experienced anything like that? The super chat question. Oh, let me look. I'm sorry if I didn't answer. Well, yes,
the devil, the demonic. Yeah.
Yes. When it comes to like, honestly, like evil, okay. When it comes to slimy evil, yes, I just saw that this past week. Just disgusting. But when it comes to like terrifying evil, yes. Damn, well, you pulled this out the memory bank. Hold on. Yes. I've learned multiple disciplines throughout my travels, and I ran with Satanists. I ran with psychic vampires. I read, but one of the scariest people that I ever dealt with was a necromancer who was not a good person. He was not. I wanted to learn more necromancy because I like necromancy. Sounds dark, and I like because of the sound. Actually, one of the reasons why I went in that direction is I like the sound of it. You know, the death magic. But honestly, when it comes down to pure necromancy, you're talking about the dark half of the year, the changing of the seasons. You're talking about the natural flow of the ebb and flow between this world and the next. It has a lot to do with nature, and it really does. It's everything to do with nature. And so it's easy to work in that vein and still, be married to Gaia, as Immortal Coil would say. Well, what it is that you have a deeper understanding of the passing of into the next world, a greater acceptance of it, that we are luminescent beings in a containment. We're kind of, our soul is around us. It's connected to everything. It's a part of who we are. It generates our brain because it's the electrical impulses within us. Mm-hmm. And that came from another place that we return to and we come back from. Mm-hmm. It's a cycle, just like the wheel of the year, just like going around the sun, going around galactic central point. It is all a cycle. So it's a deeper understanding of that part of the cycle and an appreciation for your ancestors, for the past. But when you take it into a dark way, when you take it to a point where you're like voodoo, when you're putting people's souls in jars, when you're creating like zombies, that there is, yes, I met a person who practiced that. I learned a few things. I definitely learned some things from him. Definitely got a few things in the Grimoire Storm from it. But he terrified me in a way that when he was upset and I was in this presence, it felt like there was a black hand, a black blanket. It felt like a dense black blanket would just come over me. And it would make me, it would exasperate my fears. My heart would begin to jump. The light in me would dim. That's the only way I can explain it. I would not be confident. I would not feel strong. I had to struggle constantly when he was in that mode, constantly to remain courageous. I had to be courageous. I had to be confident without reacting because he's definitely had a disorder. He definitely was like a psychopath of some type. So yes, that dude. Wow, I hadn't thought about him in fucking almost about 20 years, dude. I erased that one from my memory. CJ, you're triggering things. Thank you, brother.
It's interesting, Stephen. You were talking about souls in jars. The Greys do that shit too.
Really?
Yeah. So in the creation of hybrid race, spirit has a hard time attaching to those bodies because the tall Greys hold spirit, but there's less than 100,000 of them. The small ones and the shorter ones do not. So in trying to cross their genetics with ours, spirit has a hard time attaching to it. So one of the things that they do is they take people and they will try to sliver off portions of their soul and store them in like, I mean,
bro,
if you think about like the idea of the idea of like the Ghostbusters containment unit, there's like a version of that they have, and there's also people they outright kill and just take their whole spirit, and and that's disappearing people, missing people. They go somewhere.
The first part of what you just described is what the ritual does.
Yeah. I wonder where it came from, buddy.
That is the creation. That's how you make a zombie. They're not zombie in the way that you see in the movies and stuff like that. It's different. It's
right.
Possessing a piece of someone, and then being able to just whisper into it. You know,
Yeah.
like this is what you're thinking. This is what you do. This is what you're doing, and that's what that is. It's the dark. It's some of the darkest
Sure.
shit I've ever encountered. And
Well, in the case of the Greys, they're trying to artificially recreate a spirit, but that's not how you do it, and you can't. All spirit was made at once, and there's no extra spirit. There's no way to create a new essence. Everything that is was created at once by the creator, and that's part of how come they're so fucked, because they're fucking around with the primal forces. They don't understand it, and the rest of the galactic community is not going to stand for it. So that's interesting.
Yeah, we're going to talk backstage about that one. That's because I don't want to go too much into. I don't want.
That's cool.
I don't advocate the practice. I know it. I understand it, and I don't.
I get it. I don't condone that shit either.
I've been visited by the dark side. That sounded so Star Wars, but they didn't have cookies. Narcs don't bring cookies; they bring gonorrhea. All right, that's what they bring in. They're bringing gonorrhea. Just the thought, if I could go off for just a second, that you're like, I love you, I thank you, I love you, and they're giving you VDs. For fuck's sake, get some worth, bro. Get honey, get some worth. Oh, sorry, it's a little steam out. I guess I'm still affecting my fifis a little bit. Will you be doing tarot? I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, all right. I'll do some tarot. Do you want to hang out for like 20 minutes? I'll do some tarot.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Look at that tarot hint. Blah blah blah. I really appreciate reading. Okay. So I really appreciate a reading from someone who isn't confused about their gender. I know my gender, bro. I understand my gender. All right. These moves are manly. Coil, I have to go downstairs to get my cards, and I gotta run to the pee real quick. Can you entertain the chat? Do you want me to put anybody's goes back to mess? Here we go.
If you find a good question, let's see.
I'm looking for a question. Can we get a question for Coil? Let's see. Goes to memorizing codes and being driven around in circles. Goes back to memorizing codes and being driven around in circles. I'm not sure what that comment is. Is that a question? Ask me about that. I'm a glitch in the universe. Damn it. We've just been joking for the last. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Freedom is fine. It's a lack of responsibility that bothers me. Can you work with that?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be right back.
All right, buddy. We'll see you. Thanks for the question, Jessica. And thanks for showing up on the Savage Show. I know it's a late night stream for a lot of you. We had a lot of great turnout last night, and that's directly because of the Dragonstorm community. So appreciate your presence and your insightful questions. Freedom is fine. It's the lack of responsibility that bothers me. I do not believe a narcissist, especially in the height of their own narcissism, responsibility is not a word that they comprehend. The fact that they're treating a fellow spirit with abuse and hurt shows a clear lack of responsibility. Now I'm a savage spiritualist, so I'm going to get a little spiritual with you guys. There's an old truism that's kind of become like a novelty catchphrase that we all are one. Now that's not only a metaphysical truth, that's also a physical truth. Stephen was talking about the aura animating bodies and connected to all the energy everywhere. You got to realize, like, dense, heavy physicality is spirit compressed. Like, spirit becomes vapor, vapor becomes plasma, plasma becomes matter, and then matter turned into hearts of stars become us. Now, time and space grant us this illusion that we're separate beings, but because spirit pervades everything, much like the Force, somebody was talking about the Star Wars just now. When you harm someone else, you are literally harming yourself. And the narcissist doesn't understand that because, spirituality is not a realm that they care to explore, or if they're magical and they're casting and all that kind of stuff, they're not taking it into account that they're going to be revisited between 3 and 7-fold what they're unleashing, and if not in this time, in the next, you know. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of us who have survived narcissistic abuse had lifetimes where we displayed narcissism. It's an unfortunate fact, but that's part of how you regain the balance. If you experience what you have unleashed on someone else and heal it and end the cycle, then you'll be at the point where you'll experience true freedom. How's that?
Thank you for holding it down, my man.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Thank you. All right, let me see. All right. Demon just slapped me. Oh, I went pretty high up. Hold on. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to move into a little bit of tarot. I understand this isn't a tarot channel, but if you want to stick out around and get your cards read, I'm going to throw down 3. And thank you to everybody who's not interested in this part of the segment, this part of the show. Thank you very much for being here. Please remember to leave a like. And if you see the stream, if you could, after the stream's down, if you could leave a comment, question, anything, greatly appreciate it. Please remember to subscribe to Immortal Coil. So you can see us over at his show, Savage Spirituality, at 11 p.m. Pacific time, 2 a.m. Eastern time on Sundays. Come check us out. All right. So, oh, he was throwing out a question. Well, I'm gonna throw some cards down for you, CJ, because that's what I shuffled them for. All right. All right, Siege. See what's going on. Dude, what's with the obstacles going on in your life, bro? You've been facing obstacles and frustrations. You've had plans. You took step 1, you took step 2, step 3 fell apart. So there's some types of obstacles. How you dealing with them obstacles? Man, self-reflection, looking at yourself. Judgment was served. Judgment card. So these obstacles were they caused by you, or were they caused by someone else? Whoever it was, whatever caused you to fall back in your plans, they are meeting judgment. They are getting, karma is being served, but you're going to have to really work hard in order to come back up, bro. That's the 7 of Pentacles. You're going to have to work pretty hard. You're not going to see a reward for that harvest. If this to me looks like a personal thing. It looks like maybe self-sabotaging. Have you self-sabotage yourself? Maybe got depressed, let yourself fall back, and now you're looking inward, maybe judging yourself, trying to come to a higher plane. Listen, don't get stuck in your head for too long, man. Don't get stuck in your head for too long. Love yourself. Are you trying to date somebody? Is this loving yourself? Or are you trying to date somebody? That lover's card come up. I know you were talking to somebody before. But that could be loving yourself, man. So if you are, whatever it is, self-sabotage happens a lot. Okay, so stop judging yourself and love yourself. All right, the ride isn't over. You're about to go down again. You're going to dip down again. But the trick to getting through this situation is understanding your connection with yourself. All right, my man. I understand it's difficult for you, but you're gonna see things. You've got Queen of Swords energy here, and that is being fair. That's being principled. That's being someone who judges, on an even keel. With it's a masculine queen, but it's feminine energy, and so it's a woman who is going to look out for you, judge fairly. So I see you're going to be okay. Do not worry if your plans fall apart and then come back up. All right. Like you're good. Love yourself. Love your damn self. All right. You got this, Siege. You got this, my brother.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That would have been that wasn't a love reading. That was not a love reading. That was a self reading. I could just feel it. Pride, Stephen. Pride. You better believe. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Who else anybody wants the cards read? Oh, Papa Cotton. Let me get Papa Cotton real quick.
There's a couple people in the chat that said, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But if you could keep tabs on that, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Why don't you tell them about Savage Spirituality and what we do over there?
Well, that's our our Sunday night broadcast where we basically talk about piercing the veil. I talk about my encounters. You guys have heard me talk about that a couple times. We get a little bit of autobiographical because it's a journey. And personally, at the end of your human physical trauma, once you've resolved that, you can open up yourself to psychic and metaphysical experiences. And the more you do that, the more non-human entities are going to become interested in you. And as long as you're keeping yourself of high vibration, you're not going to be haunted and you're not going to be fucked with, because you'll really commune with your guides, and then you know, be open to ET intelligence, all that kind of stuff. But we do that. It's kind of like a late night thing. I was joking in the chat Sunday morning about how it's like a cross between Art Bell and Jedi philosophy. You know, it's a very Art Bell kind of atmosphere. It's late at night, so you know it's crossing the witching hour for me personally, and then Steven's like already in tomorrow, so we're like time traveling kind of shit. It's good stuff, man. We had a good turnout last night, early this morning. One of the more viewed things, and again, that's all thanks to you guys. Dragonstorm's a good community. I think that there's a lot of overlap and overlay between what we're saying, and you know, you have to start from there to get to here. It's just, that's the journey of the fool, right, Steven?
That's the journey of the fool, but don't be a loyal fool.
That's right. That's right.
All right, Papa Cotton, let's see what you got going on here, brother. Let's see what you got. I got Empress energy, man, coming at it. What's going on? You tracked another toxic bitch? Are you what's going on here? Empress in reverse. That actually could be woman coming into your life, but that's also someone who doesn't value the divine feminine. That's borderline personality disorder. So let me see. What's going on here? Answer unreliable and unfaithful. That's the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Unreliable, unfaithful, not reliable. It's just completely unreliable. Who you bang, Papa? Who you banging? Yeah. Who? Yeah. You got another one coming in. Bipolar, not holding it down. All right, Papa. Hope you wash your hands and wash your ass, right? You washing your hands and washing your ass? I hope so. All right, because you need to wash balls too. What's up with this though? The Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups. There's a woman that's going to come back from your past, and she is someone that you well know, and I mean, she's gonna get what she wants from you. So get ready. Another wild ride's coming, Papa Cotton. That is what's happening. Let me see. Why is she happy? She's happy because Two of Swords. That's indecision. That's indecision, hesitancy, not making choices. And the Chariot, controlling of two obstacles, to two furies. Oh, that might be you. Yeah, guess who? Yeah, get ghost. Yeah, brother. Yeah, yes. That's exactly what you got coming. That's exactly what you got coming. Make sure to ghost them first, and maintain that power, because you got the Chariot in your future, so you're gonna have a balance of power. You're gonna have power over yourself. But yeah, I hope that's some good. Let me know who she. Let me know how it turns out, brother. Let me know. Throw one more down for you. Oh, there's a dynamic. There's a power dynamic that's going to try and be played by this person. And this power dynamic is going to either become in the either fifis or monetary. So I'm thinking fifis. I know, Papa, I think I understand from your conversations the type of man that you are. You're going to maintain control. Maintain control of yourself. Understand what it is. You know what it is. You're inviting shit in. You know what shit's coming. Have fun, and then ghost her first. Because your dynamic of self, of removing, just cutting them off, is going to be the power move here. You're gonna win yourself. All right, got that.
Right.
Got that.
Deborah's looking for a reading.
Deborah's looking for a reading. All right, let's see. Jessica says, Taurus, Sun and Moon in my natal chart. You know what? Why don't you speak on that just for a second? My intergalactic stud brother.
Well, Taurus Sun, we know what that is. We're Tauruses too. Taurus is typically, well, female Tauruses are very sensual creatures as well.
They are. Oh, they are.
And
the ball cows
very,
are wonderful.
very nurturing. So, you know, and one of these days, Steven, I want to send you my chart because I think you'd be interested in that.
I'll send you mine. I have to mind out again.
But Taurus Sun and Taurus Moon in the same star sign, you don't really see that too often. So it's like you got a double dose of Taurus because they say like your solar is like your overt characteristic, and then your lunar is like your hidden or secret characteristic that you're unconsciously projecting. So you're just like full fucking Taurus, full speed ahead.
You ever have a threesome with two Tauruses? Salt and Pepper's open for business.
Can you imagine three Tauruses just like, oh man, that'd be insane. That'd be like Roman bath times.
Listen, yes, it would be, brother. And I'll tell you what, I might bite your back. You know, who knows? You might get a back kiss.
The devil's
Maybe I'll
three-way.
test the waters. And the devil's three-way. All right, stop. I'm trying to be serious and read cards.
There you go. We'll drop them and let you shuffle them. You know, I wonder if any of those cards landed face up.
Oh, no.
No, okay. All right.
No, I didn't bother looking.
All right.
Nope. Yes, Jessica, that's a lot of Taurin that you have in you.
Yeah.
And just, you could have
But
more in
then
you.
That would also make you like supremely nurturing and caring for your home space and all that kind of stuff. So it wouldn't surprise me.
With a temper and stubborn.
Yeah.
Very
Oh, yeah.
stubborn.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord, she's stubborn.
Stubborn with temper, but it wouldn't surprise me if a narc picked up on that and abused the femininity, the divine
Oh,
feminine,
no doubt.
right?
Because, look, Lady Virgo is a Taurus moon.
Does she?
Oh, I love
Yeah,
my cows.
She had some savage questions after the tarot segment, so let's
Oh,
not
did she?
forget
Okay.
about her. Yeah, let's not forget
Yeah,
about her.
we'll go back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Deborah. Let's see what's going on with you, sweetheart. Oh, what's this Emperor in reverse? What's this tyranny? Got some tyranny. Got somebody who's overbearing, or an energy that's overbearing. It's like a controlling boss. Masculine, could be a woman, could be a feminine force in your life, but the Emperor is usually masculine. Aries, control freak, domineering, like, it's all super ego. And you've got the reverse, Eight of Pentacles, and that's a lack of worth. That's bad work, bad reputation. That's not, that is the quality of work that you put into. Upright, it's about, working on your craft, putting time into that, not putting really much energy into anything other than perfecting what you were doing at the moment. In reverse, it's a bad job, bad reputation. Could be a narcissist. It's kind of a narcissist card too. The Emperor in reverse is a narcissist card, and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse is also kind of a narky card. Let's see what else you got. And hopelessness. Hopelessness coming. That's a negative reading. I don't like this reading, honey. You guys think that's a negative reading. Is that your ex? How long have you been separated from your ex? How long have you been away from him? Is he still involved in your channel? What channel is this man talking about? Immortal Coil. Talking about his coil. His channel. Beth, does anybody have Immortal Coil? Coil's like, can you throw it out there? All right. Since May. He's still hoovering. He's still watching. There is a feeling of hopelessness. So, like, if you are not talking to him, it's working. You've also got to slow down here. With the Eight of Wands. That's good. That's beautiful. And you know what? Keep no contacts. Keep no contacts. All right? You're about to take the victory circle. You are about to achieve what you have been looking to achieve, Deborah. All right? All right? If you're ignoring him, his advances, you ignoring is working. It is making that narcissistic person just not feel his worth. All right. No, that's a good. No, actually, this is good. This is good. This is the story of everything that's happened. That's happening with that situation with you, and at the end is victory. Keep your ground. Know your worth. Keep your boundaries strong. And Narc is going to give up. Narc is eventually just going to move on or get into something else. And your victory is going to be accompanied with a new opportunity. You got the Ace of Pentacles here. So this is your history leading up to with the Narc, but there's going to be new opportunities opening up for you. He completely ignores me. I just tried to call to get my stuff back. Yeah, you're not going to get your stuff back. There's a slowdown. There's a total slowdown. But you know what? That victory. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Never going to get her stuff back. Give me a second. We're going to get her stuff back. Come on, speak to me. We're going to get her stuff back. You got to be a bitch about it. If you really want your stuff back, you got to be a bitch about it. That's the only way it's going to happen. But this is a symbol of trauma. This is a symbol of a toxic relationship and trauma. This is a woman who acts out, who's very spiteful, who uses her emotional intelligence to inflict pain and wounds. So is it worth getting your stuff back? Because this is who you're going to have to be. All right. Exactly. Victory might be a new opportunity and new stuff. The Ace of Coins is a new venture, whether it's be it a relationship or be it monetary. So a skill, something you're working on. Victory is coming for yourself, and it's going to open up with a new opportunity for you, a new start. All right, Coil. What cards? Yeah. What's up, Tina? Yeah. I'm doing the witchy thing.
It looks
the
like
the questions.
Beth wanted to. Oh, well, you can do that too. Beth was looking for a card reading.
Okay, absolutely. Beth, we'll get to you in 1 second. Let's have a little.
Okay. I saw a question from Lady Virgo, and I saw a question from CJH, and they were both about Star Brothers.
Star Brothers? Us
Yeah.
touching the astral docking? Is that what he's talking about?
About ETs. So,
Oh, dude, listen, I understand my stroke will never compare to your intergalactic stroke. I am confident in mine. I am a stroke of Gaia. Okay, so I'm good. Okay, I'm planetary. You're interplanetary. I understand that. Here we go. Question. Jessica said, question. I was told that in my previous lifetime, I messed up my life. What should I do about that in order to recover what I lost? I'll answer real quickly and then I'll shuffle for Beth. From what I've told and what I've understood, I am in this life to go through hardships because I had it easy in my last one. And because I had it easy monetarily, I didn't have very much, I didn't accomplish much. I was put on that path so that I could help others. And I chose to I wasn't a jerk. I wasn't bad to people, but I just didn't help anybody. I just lived my life and was like Lofi with my money. So in this life, I have chosen to put myself on an even harder path to where it's going to take me a lot of work to get to that point of wealth. And I'm going to have to help others and myself as I do it. So that's where I'm at. And I would suggest, go to a medium, go to a psychic, go to someone who does regression, or scrying, and ask them. Ask them about your past life, or ask them about what's more importantly is what's your life's mission now. Because sometimes they don't align. Sometimes you have to learn lessons later on. So Coil, go ahead, brother.
Well, speaking for myself personally, like I went to a past life regressive therapist out of amusement because I have had a sense of who I am since I was very young. When I was 16, 17, I had a very intense Kundalini experience, and it all came to me at once. Like I remembered who I was. I remember what I was supposed to do here, which is to teach and to heal and to elevate consciousness and raise the vibration of planet Earth. And then there's obviously stuff I'm doing off world at the same time. But the past life regressive therapist can take you through exercises where you'll have access to your past lives. And just a word of caution, you might have past lives that are non-human. So when I was talking with my past life guy, like he was expecting I was going to be like a little German girl or something and speak German and have an accent, but I was like, no, I'm on Mars and I'm helping with the development of the Terran human genome. And he's like, oh, okay. So, and everyone's different. It happens that way. But the key to knowing how you're resolving your past life karma are the challenges that you've had this life, particularly like, did you suffer any trauma around age 12? How did that shape you? Do you notice a pattern in your relationships? If you have children, what are their characteristics like? And who did you breed with? Just things like that. You'll notice patterns. You'll notice ways of acting out. And then if you're doing the soul work, you'll see whether or not that served you and whether you're conducting yourself healthily and whether you're passing on your trauma to a different generation. I hope that helps.
No, it's good. I'm going to do a reading about me and Beth, and it's going to start out with the lovers in reverse and then Satan.
Yeah,
that's where we go. Yeah, I can't wait for this, Beth. My baby girl's reading my Twin-trainwreck. All right. All right. Thank you, Coil. I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody out there. Please smash the like, share out the link. And I greatly appreciate you being here. Thank you. All right. All right, Beth. Beth, why are you being a whiny bitch? Who's being whiny? Who don't believe in themselves? Who's emotionally unregulated around you right now? You okay? Are you okay? Is it your daughter? Is your daughter going through something? Is there some type of not feeling your worth? Maybe being a little moody? Something ended. That's the 10 of Swords, Beth. What the hell is going on over there? Hold on. This might be this is more than 3. What is going on right now, baby? With a French... Who you sleeping with, Beth? Who you cheating on me with? No, your friends are going to be there for you. Your friends have been there for you. You keep going on ups and downs with yourself, don't you? You're going on emotional highs and lows and ups and downs on yourself. Doubting yourself, feeling good about yourself, having good days, having bad days. It feels to me like your friends, your closest, the people that you lean on the most, they're the ones who are always there to pick you back up. And I'm glad for that. This roller coaster that you're on of self-doubt, you need to stop it. You need to. You're a good person. You're a beautiful shining light. All right. And it's stop thinking about that past, man. Please stop thinking about that guy. Stop allowing that person who hurt you to stop you from progressing. This cycle has to end. Your worth is not dictated by the nightmares of the past, sweetheart. I don't necessarily feel this as negative. Do you? Are you good? Please tell me you're good. Are you having bad days or are you feeling good? Hold on, I want to make sure. Are you good? All right, hold on. Okay, maybe I was wrong. All right, my bad. My bad. My bad. I see. Okay, I see. You are in a good place. I'm sorry. The sun came up. That's happiness. That's ultimate fulfillment and happiness. That's being good with yourself. A little of both. All right. Well, because I sense from you. I sense from you this moving, this like teetering. Like not not reaching your full potential because of a lack of self-belief. I mean, if that is, and that comes from past trauma. That comes from that King of Swords in reverse. That's a narcissist. The Queen of Cups in reverse. You know, that's somebody who's had emotional instability. Then you got Ten of Swords, and that's all. That's endings. And you got the Two of Cups, which is friendship. Your friends are your support system. The people that you love are your support system. You are at a place where you're happy right now. You are at a place where you're happy right now, but don't accept less than your worth. And that means don't accept less than you feel about yourself. Okay? Do not do that. All right? Look, just because I flirt with you about being a toxic bitch doesn't mean you're toxic. Okay? All right? See, you missed what? You missed me at... Oh, do you want to call? Okay, I'll go do Lady Virgo one more time. I'll do Lady Virgo. I'll do one more. Hold on, Beth.
Tina was looking for one too.
Tina? All right, I'll definitely do Tina. Tina gets anything she wants. Tina will get anything she wants.
Absolutely.
Going through sadness, being friends. Yeah. Oh, baby. Do not choose less than your worth. Please. You know? Don't do that to me. Oh, no, I feel you. Hold on. Understand, you are not your past, and you are not everything that person did to you. You are not the person that he molded you to think that you were. Right. You are not your value is not set at somebody who did not value themselves and certainly didn't value you and looked at you as an object. And held you and whatever terror that person inflicted upon you. There is happiness at the end of your road. There is happiness, but you have to get over that. And you're going to have to lean on your friends for that in order to look to your people that really love you, the ones that show you your worth, that people that talk to you. Look how we interact. Beth, we ain't even never met one another. We have never even met one another. I met you in a chat a year ago. And look at the bond we have, the friendship that we have, because I can just feel you. I can feel your worth. I can feel your light all the way over here. And I'm sure that's because you are a luminescent being. You are you're a shining bright light in the darkness of the world, sweetheart. Understand the people that love you and how they treat you and how they look at you. That is who you are. That is who you are. You are valued. You are loved. Don't accept less than your worth. Do not let these scars continue to hurt you. Don't live in it over and over again. Go to counseling, talk to somebody if you have to, but the way that you can see who you are as a person, if you need that reinforcement, and some of us do from time to time, is to look at the people who interact with you, the ones that truly love you. That interaction shows you who you are. All right? I love you. I love you. You're a beautiful woman. You're a beautiful person. I ain't got to hug you to know that. That's why I interact with you the way I do. Right? So you're going to be okay. It started with my mother and continued on. Well, that's a generational trauma that it is your job to fix. You've got a daughter. I know you love your daughter. That is up to you to fix that trauma. I mean, a Coil can speak on,
Absolutely.
Yeah, please do, sir.
Yeah, don't pass that shit on. Generational trauma is unique because it's taught to us and it becomes ingrained, and we carry it with us unconsciously many, many times. And that's because in essence you have children raising children, and you don't get any sort of perspective or health until you're not a child anymore, which, it may surprise you, happens sometimes around our 50th birthday. The ETs count age in a different way than we do. They count essentially one of their years amounts to when every cell in their body has reproduced itself. And for Terran humans, that's every 7 years. So I'm 42 right now, but I'm really 6 years old, if you think about it in that way. And that's just every cell in your body replicates itself. Your brain grows and associates. You learn different things. You interact with different people. And the more healthy people that you interact with, especially the ones that mirror the characteristics which you wish to possess, you'll come to stop doing the same things that you were taught to by your mother and her mother and her mother. A good example of this is like how in the black community they used to beat the shit out of each other because when they were slaves, they got the shit beat out of them. So they turned around and did it to their kids, and then they turned around and did it to their kids, so on and so forth. The Bible even talks about that. The sins will be revisited upon the sins of the father will be visited upon the son up to the 7th generation if you're doing it unconsciously. But the good thing about tarot card readings and all that kind of stuff, it brings conscious awareness of your issues to the forefront. And it's not exactly how the future is going to be. That's how it's going to be if it continues this way without the application of consciousness to it. So here's your opportunity. Yeah, here's your opportunity. Here's the crossroads. Make the right turn. You can do it, babe.
Yep. My mother taught me how not to be a mother. She wasn't happy when I told her that.
Well, that's sometimes the lesson you need to learn is how not to be from the people who are surrounding you. Early on when I was a child, my father was very aggressive, and he was very heavy-handed with his discipline. And he was larger than me. He's like I'm 5'10", but he's like 6'4". So he outweighed me by twice, like even as a grown man. But being like 12, 13, 14 when you're still a child, I came up to the man's belly button, so he would come and like stare me down and physically intimidate. As a result, I had problems embracing my solar energy for a couple of years after that because I thought it led to what we would call nowadays toxic masculinity. But the thing is, he was that way because that's how he was raised, and he was raised by a wife beater who adopted him and then treated him with contempt. It took me a long time.
Trauma.
Exactly. And then when I was 16, I actually broke with him, and I left and went to live with my mom and severed all contact for a couple of years. And it wasn't until after I had like my spiritual awakening and start to see like empathy for people that I realized why he was the way he was. And then that was the start of the healing between him and I. And I didn't become a father myself until I was 32. So by that time I had healed most of my generational and familial trauma. I still have some physical issues that I'm dealing with, but that doesn't necessarily affect the quality of the relationship that I have with my daughter. Plus, like I was saying, I was a conscious parent. I was fully aware at the point of conception that that's what was happening to the woman that I impregnated. And then I worked with the fetus, and I worked with the spirit to grow the optimal child. And she's doing really well. She's actually on her way to the south to go watch the eclipse.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's a
pretty
cool kid. Real cool kid.
Very cool, man. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you for everything you said. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please smash the like, share out the link, subscribe to Immortal Coil. If we can get a mod to periodically put a link out to Coil's chat, I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, I got about 1,000 hours of watch time that I need before they'll monetize me. And I'll tell you what, I've been at this game for like 7-8 years, and it's been a slow climb, but I feel like it's about to peak, and we're about to hit the stratosphere.
Dude, this is you don't understand. This is a new life path. Like I didn't do what I needed to do before with Rogue and all that, which is what it was, and now we are on a new path. This is new opportunities. It is over. We're going to climb, and people like Tina and people like Scotty and people, we're all of us. We're gonna go together. All right. Let me see, Jessica. Jessica, you have a lot of concerns on you right now. That's the 10 of Wands. That's weight. That's diligence. That's you taking care of your responsibilities. You've got a lot of responsibilities on your head. A lot of different things to figure out, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But don't act a fool and be reckless. Okay? Do not be reckless. There's got the fool in reverse here. Don't be naive. Keep your head on your shoulders, all right? Look out for anybody who's trying to help you get by with something you're struggling. You have a lot of dedication, a lot of if it's financial, whatever it is. Don't let somebody come in and try and con you. And of course, being in this community, you can see red flags. You can pay attention and notice signs. But just understand that, like, there's psychopaths out there. There's con artists out there that are highly, highly skilled in the art of illusion. So just keep your mind open for that, and don't let yourself get too careless. All right, it's one thing to have a new beginning and to be like, all right, let's just see what happens, and it's another to just not pay attention to your priorities and what you need to get done. All right. There's going to be some conflict coming up. You got the Five of Wands here, and that conflict can be friendly, can be just people talking shit, can be a group of your women friends, could be family, whatever it is going to be a conflict that's going to trigger troubles within you with some kind of fear, anger, something. It's gonna be something that triggers a deep fear. So emotional control is something you're going to want to concentrate on in the coming days, in the next 2 weeks. There's someone's going to come along and challenge you. And it's going to be some type of a fight between you and a group. It's probably a group. It could be 2, 3, 4 or more people. All right. So keep your wits about you, and understand that it's okay to dream. All right. This is the 8 of Cups or the 7 of Cups. It's okay to have dreams, and it's okay to test different things. Actually, considering that we've got like 2 cards that talk about like going in with different people, if this is going to involve a group of some sort, this is going to, maybe you're going to meet up with some people. You can meet up with a new crew or an old crew of people, or maybe start being a little more carefree than you're used to being, which is going to lead to conflicts within you, maybe internal, external conflicts, but definitely going to trigger some type of fear. And it's going to make you look for, the illusion of the situation. Like maybe you'll be doing different things, testing the wine in different cups, so to speak. But it's going to have to do with glamour. So be aware, emotional intelligence. Be aware, emotional intelligence, and make sure you got the Knight of Cups there. Knight of Cups is the most feminine of the knights, and all the knights are messengers. But that knight is someone who has emotional control, someone who has control over themselves, someone who is a messenger of, an experienced messenger of love, self-love, loving yourself. So keep yourself under control for the next couple of weeks. All right. Anything that starts, recognize if anything begins to make you feel like you're acting the fool, you're being too reckless or careless, you're not taking care of yourself. That doesn't mean lock everything down. All right. No extremities here are needed. I feel nothing but kind of lighthearted energy with this reading. But there's some type of group involvement that you're going to have coming up here. It might make you start thinking about, maybe wanting to act in different ways or try things you may have never tried, or, maybe just don't let that return to any type of toxic cycle. Right. And if you do that, you have control over your fifis and your dreams, and, just don't be reckless. It's going to end up being a fun time. So you're control yourself. This can actually be a fun time over the next couple of weeks, and maybe a little bit of self-discovery. Let me look at the Fool. Use your intuition, baby. So you're going to have to use your intuition on this. This is the High Priestess, right? This is the lunar, all lunar energy right here. All right, Miss Taurus. So as masculine energy as you may be, and God help you, Jessica, if you are a masculine energy woman, because I love those. I'm a son of the moon. So I'm saying, Jessica, I'm over here. I'm in Philly. Anyway, you prioritize your emotion. Prioritize your intuition. Your emotional intelligence and your intuition, and it will guide you through this situation. You ignore your intuition. We know what happens when we ignore our intuition. We've been through a narcissist. We've been through narcissistic abuse. We understand. Don't ignore that. And yeah, actually, I see this is not terrible. This is just a little bit of conflict you may have to overcome, a little bit of a dreamy attitude you may have to overcome, but it's going to lead to an emotional growth, self-understanding, or, your chakral taint might get tickled. I don't know. It's up to you. No, but really, it has a lot. It's going to have a lot to do with a circle of friends coming up. So just be aware. You prioritize your intuition, have control over yourself, and don't be reckless. And you might just end up having a fun time over the next couple of weeks. So good luck, honey. Let's see. Tina. So before I do Tina, I'm getting a lot in the chat right now about, Beth's talking about her mother's a narcissist. My father's narcissistic. I didn't figure that out until Tina. Oh my God, Tina, hold up. I didn't tell you the story. Just real quick, just a minute. Tina, I was in a car with my dad the other week, and I gray rocked him and didn't realize it. He went through all the narcissistic points of like probing what the triggering things that I told him in the past not to talk about, projecting his own sexuality, or sexual deviance or whatever from his past. And he's an old man now; he can't do that shit. But with everything, all the projection of the entire cycle, to the point to where I just put my headphones in and started playing music, because he was playing music with my ex-wife. This is like 20 years ago, talking about how like his friends were messing with him because they're should have got with her. And then I didn't want to hear it, so he like purred where like a part of this, one of the songs came on where she's being sexy because she's a sexy redhead witch. Be sexy when you sing rock and blues, honey. I love you. I married you. But when he was like grr or some shit, and I was just like, yo, headphones in, chill. He turned the music up to try and overpower it because he was trying to trigger me with the past memory because he thinks that I'm damaged about Akasha, and I'm not. I love my ex-wife. I think she's wonderful. I wish her the best. I'm glad she found somebody. I'm not damaged about that. He's still holding something about that because he wanted my wife. It's weird. She was older than me, honestly. She was like more his age. But yeah. So Tina, I recognize the entire narcissistic cycle, I gray rocked the whole thing, baby. And then when I finally did what I had to do and we were ready to go, I hugged him and said, I love you, and I walked away. But I was walking away going, oh my God, now I get it. I said my dad was a little narcissistic. He did have narcissistic rage. And then he taught me the love bomb evaluation. He trained me for the love bomb evaluation, which is why all my relationship, why I love whores. Because that's how they treat you. But yeah, so I just want to get over that. I don't want to tell Tina because like Tina would understand. It's crazy. All right, now I'm going to read for Tina. Everybody's talking. Thank God for everybody in the chat. Hail to you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Hail to you.
That's how we heal, by talking with one another.
That's how we heal. We touch each other spiritually. It's almost 3.5 hours. It's going to be the last reading, I promise.
Okay.
Spiritual reach around. Immortal Coil.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you give a quick overview of what we went through last night and why everybody should go and check that stream out that hadn't had a chance to?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because the chat always leads the discussion into areas that you don't consider as a show author or whatever. We started out talking about first times. We talked about like
we did.
Yeah, we talked about like losing virginity, but we also talked about the first time we had a psychic hit, the first time we sensed a spirit and had a premonition, the first time we lucid dreamed and dream walked, all kinds of good stuff. And then over the course of this, Steven and I discovered, and it's weird, I've known this guy like 7-8 years. I thought I knew him pretty well, but we discovered how much in common our childhood experiences were. And that common thread was like very much parallels with our mother's interest and talent in metaphysical and spiritual skill as even like a young child, and the survival of trauma and how the resolution of that trauma led to an increase in our metaphysical skill.
Good night, Virgo.
Take it easy, sweetie. It sucks. She had a question she wanted me to answer. So
Oh, hold on.
once we get to that, if you're not around, just check out the replay. Okay.
Yeah, just check out. Sorry, Virgo. Have a good.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna stick around for a minute, I guess I could give you time for that.
Up
Let
to
me
you,
know,
buddy.
Virgo. Yeah, it's up to her.
Up to her. But we also talk about like it's a lot more metaphysical, and just kind of like some of the questions that they're throwing me in the chat are some of the people that were there last night, and I didn't get to all the questions because it was just going off around 3 hours, and it was like 6 in the morning. We're in Steelam land, so I get it. But it's a lot more art belly. It's a lot more piercing the veil kind
You
of
say
stuff.
art belly?
Art belly, art bellish, art bell like. But there's we need a space like that here. But it's also, instead of being like skeptical or treating these things as like journalistic curiosities, we actually have experiences in this realm, so we can talk about it personally and with authority. And we're not just we're not crazy people drinking moonshine on the fucking porch saying that we saw swamp gas. No, we've had like real encounters with non-human beings, and it's changed our lives. They've changed our lives too. So come check it out. Sunday nights, 11 p.m. Pacific time, 2 a.m. Eastern time.
Oh, all right. What's oh, Lizzy, what's going on? You're coming so late, baby, but you're coming, and I love that. Let me see. Damn, Coil, love you, bro.
Yeah, man, absolutely. No, I did the readings too.
I left a fat opening for you, and you said, "Nah, I'm gonna let that go."
Yeah.
All right.
I prefer the small openings, the small tight ones. Yeah. Little squeeze there. Sorry,
Roll the third testicle. It's happening. All right, Tina. Let's see. My sister Tina. Holding it down. Holding it down. Queen of Pentacles. You are holding it down right now. You are taking care of the home. You are the nurturer. You may have a little money. You got a little bit of money squirreled away for a rainy day. You're handling the home? You're handling finances. You're holding it down right now, baby. What's this? The Queen of the Ace of Cups in reverse. Don't. That is losing faith in something. That is losing emotional attachment to something. That's like it's like a not even a beginning, not even interested, but I sense like it's a loss. That to me right now, that feels like a loss. Let me look a little bit more. Got some sunshine going on here. You got some sunshine in your life. So whatever it is that you are having to get over, or having to get past, or working through, is something that is bringing you love. It's bringing you radiance. It's making you stronger. It's not pulling you down. So like your hardships at this moment that are affecting you emotionally, you're choosing to vibrate high. You're choosing to use a higher resonance, to be positive, to be radiant. And that's good. That's a beautiful thing. And you're also choosing happiness in your life. That's good. You've got a really good mentality right now, Tina. Like not only are you working towards your goals, not only are you being a mom, being the mother of the home, taking care of these things, you're dealing with some you definitely got some baggage or some kind of emotional issue happening inside of you, something that's kind of might be breaking your heart, or something you've lost faith in, but you're staying positive. And that's the way to be. And that is you keep yourself positive about everything that's going on with yourself right now. Maintain that high vibration, that positive attitude, working through, pushing through, not letting something affect you, not letting something that actually, that you feel deeply, or that it's a loss that you felt deeply. but continuing to strive. Hold it down. Be a mom. You're making the right choices right now. You got the right mindset. Keep being positive, Tina. That's good reading. That's a pretty damn good reading. That's pretty damn good reading, Tina. I'm happy for you, babe. Keep holding it down. Stay positive. Keep pushing. Believe in yourself. You know what I mean? Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Right? Right.
All right. Lizzy's
And
asking.
some of this has to do with dreams too. Some of this you're thinking a lot about it, a lot of different things. You're being positive. Hold on. You're being positive, and that's manifesting. When you're going through bad situations, or you're going through like a trial of the heart or a trial of doubt, keeping yourself positive is what's going to keep you pushing through. But I think you know that. I think you already know that. I was like, yes, Lizzy would also like a reading. Deborah says, you need to have an office to get paid for tarot readings. I thought about it for a while. This is actually help, guys. You are actually at this moment helping me with trauma, because the show that I did originally with was going to be this tarot show and all that. I didn't want to do tarot for the longest time. So thank you. This is actually good for me.
You can always drop Steven a super chat.
Yeah, you can drop me. Thank you. If you want to give me a donation, drop me a super chat. Thank you. I gotta learn to start saying that stuff. I
gotta pimp my bro out a little bit, you know.
No, I appreciate that. Well, you're an intergalactic pimp. Like your word is extraterrestrial. Your word is past. All right, do me a favor. Like the next time you're banging, an intergalactic orgy, will you just put the word out? Subscribe to Dragonstorm. Just trust me. He's sexy. That's so beautiful. Regiment Beth says, I've always been in tune with the paranormal. My dad was a pastor, and he was too. My mother knew none of that for reasons. Well, I mean, she didn't have empathy. Of course. Yeah. But as far as I know that your parent, I'm not actually sure. I've heard you talk about this a couple of times, your paranormal knowledge and experience, any history of family or and can you play off this comment? It's what I'm trying to say while I shuffle.
Well, yeah. So usually we have like the weird aunt or the weird uncle who does witchy things or something like that. In my case, it was my mother, and then she had a aunt that kind of spoke with her about those things. But they lived in the buckle of the Bible Belt, so it was really not until she was married and out of the house where she got to explore those things. What's interesting to me about if your father's the spiritual one or it comes from the father's side, you would get an X chromosome from him, and then your other X and your mitochondrial would come from your mother's side. So depending on which one is a little bit more dominant would determine at least your genetic potential. Now that's kind of like making the midi-chlorian argument. Just because you have genetics doesn't mean you're going to be force sensitive, or just because you don't have Anakin's midi-chlorian count doesn't mean you can't become a Jedi. But that at least determines your biological potential. See, before you're born, you select your parents both for karmic reasons and for genetic reasons. So that would be interesting. You can leave some feedback in the chat if you want to elaborate on that more.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready to read your Lizzy. I'm ready to read yours. It just smells toxic. You know how I like them. The damaged eyes and daddy issues. That's
yeah.
Beth knows she hits the full. She got the whole hectagon. She's got it all.
Yeah.
She understands. If you read out what Beth's going through, you'd know. That's how I love. Last time, do I remember the last time? I don't remember the first time. No, actually, I talked about the first time last night. God, no. What did I say? Because it's been a while. It's been hard for me to read cards because I've, it's been hard for me to do. So no, I'm sorry. Let me know in the chat. Lizzy. Angus's back hole. Rookie critic giving me a soft hug.
That's right.
Yeah,
The,
Kermit the Log telling me I'm not worth anything.
The spiritual reach around and the taint chakra.
Snowdub practicing kung fu.
There you go.
that Mrs. Nova and
Right. And the gays community.
The gays community. Brad back.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. Last
Stage
time it
of
was
the
about a
savage.
man trying to use a woman to execute the money. It was my landlord trying to get money out of me. Oh wow. Trying to get more money out of it. It's crazy, babe. Wow. You need taint chakra repair, Beth? You're talking to the right dudes. Salt and pepper. You're talking to the right dudes. All right. How do you like it? Do you like it pure and high resonance, or do you like a little bass? What would you like? So terrible. All right, Lizzy. All right, Lizzy. All right. Lizzy. Liz, you got a fool. You got like a new beginning energy on this this deck.
Here you go.
All right. All right. So the Ace of Cups in reverse fell down. And you like a mixture? DP. We Ace of Cups in reverse. Steven, get your head out the gutter. Is losing faith in something, getting rid of something, water's pouring out. It could have been a gift from God. It could have been a gift from the universe, but it was disappointing, and you let it go. We got unreliability here. So this could be financial instability. This could be someone who's just unreliable. You got unreliable energy. So we got a loss, unreliable energy. Who are you thinking about? Who are you thinking about? Why is this 10 of Wands in reverse, girl? Why is this 10 of Wands in reverse? Why are you thinking about shit you don't need to think about? What is going on? Why are you thinking about stuff you need to get the Lizzy? Some shit is not worth thinking about. Some shit is not worth thinking about. That's what you let it go. You got to clear that shit out the spiritual closet. All right. All right. If it's a dude, you have appliances. You have appliances. All right. Plug them in, charge them. Baby girl. Listen, stop thinking about stuff you don't need to think about. Shit is not worth being in your life. You're a Cancer. Oh, I understand now, Lizzy. Listen, the wheels of the bus. I get it. All right. So, listen.
Tauruses love Cancers.
Oh, we love Fifis.
Yeah, we do.
We love Fifis, man. Oh God, Lizzy. Jesus Christ, Lizzy. Never come near me. Never come. I would worship you. Never come near me. You stop. Stop with the uncontrollable Fifis. Okay. Oh my! Don't ignore your intuition. Stop ignoring your intuition. All right. Listen. You're in denial about something. You're not thinking true. You're not, and this could be hidden secrets. I'm going to find out in a second. Hold on. I'm glad you're recovering. All right. It's not going to be that horrible of a situation. Okay. My first name is Bonnie and I live up to it. Oh, do you? Lizzy, stop it. Stop. You don't understand. Are you near Philly, Lizzy? Listen. Lizzy. Okay. But you're getting over it. Hold on. Now let me take a look. You take a nice, slow, long time to get over something, don't you, sweetheart? You don't. You like punishing yourself a little bit, don't you? Don't punish yourself. All right. Get out of your head. Cut out what's not. Cut out what does not serve you. It is hurting you. It is slowing down your progress. Stop. Get your Fifis under control. Everything's going to be okay. All right? Everything's going to be all right. You've got justice here. That's the law of karma. That's the law of return. That is the law of equality. If you are not being bad in whatever what's going on right now, bad girl. All right, Bonnie, calm it the fuck down. All right, if you're not being bad, it is Easter too. You know they shot somebody on Easter. Listen, if you calm down, you're gonna be okay. What is happening right now has to deal with justice. It has to deal with the law of return. Oh, there you go. You're very kind. You're crazy and kind-hearted, and you're deep in your fifis. We would get along. Oh my lord. You're good. Stop torture. Stop feeling so bad. You're in your fifis. You're overthinking things. You're allowing things that don't need, that are not necessary in your mind to affect your mind. And because you are doing that, you're slowing down your own progress. There are some things you're not meant to know. There are some questions you are not meant to have answered. Sometimes a jerk is a jerk. Sometimes a bad situation is just involves forces you'll never figure out. So you just need to let that go. Just let it go, babe. Because you're recovered. You're in a good track. You're in a good track, but you're slowing yourself down. Everything is unfolding as it should. Everything's going to be all right. If this has to do with anything legal, you're going to be fine. Justice is going to be served, and you're going to be okay. So, hey, happy April Fool's Day. Yeah, right. I guess I just stopped doing tarot readings on April Fool's Day. But okay. Control your fifis, Lizzy. Prioritize your mind. Cut that shit out that you don't need in your life. All right. Sometimes I know you're a very caring person. I know you're out there loving everything. But you know, keep that fool energy. Like I said, the fool ruled this deck, and that's new beginnings. Yeah, you got this, babe. You got this. All right. I've kept Immortal Coil up for too long. Baby's gonna need to go to bed. And it's just hit midnight there. It's almost 4 in the. Is it? No, it's 1 o'clock here. So it's only 10 o'clock there.
It's about to be 10.
But he's ready to get the fuck off. I can hear it. He's like, "Yo, I gotta go, Steve. Stop reading though. I love you, man." Thank you to everybody in the chat that was here. Coil, you want to say what you want to say to the chat before we head off?
Yeah, this is the best chat on YouTube. We're cross-pollinating. We're shucking and jiving. We got a lot of strong people here, and a lot of people who are just ready to cast off the old and get back into the new. You know, Steve and I are hatching a plan to essentially take over the weekend. You can catch him Saturdays and Sundays. Saturday on his own stream, Sunday on his own stream. Sunday you can catch him on my stream, which I've been promoting the heck out of. 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then that equates to Sunday at 2 a.m. And then Sunday evenings, 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be right here doing the Sage and the Savage. This weekend has been incredibly wonderful for me because I get to be my authentic self. And if I'm not able to be of assistance to humanity in some way, I end up feeling lost and isolated and alone. So if anything we've said tonight has helped motivate you to become a better version of yourself, that's what this is about. So come check me out. The link's in the chat somewhere. I'm sure Steven will throw it in the description. You know, come check out some videos. I'm just about 1,000 hours away from getting monetized. And
watch some videos, watch some live streams, some past live streams. Come check us out. We have been streaming together for years. And Coil has also been streaming with a lot of my friends, a lot of very cool and funny people. So go check out them streams from years ago, man. It's been a good time.
Help me get monetized, and then you won't be able to shut me up.
Yeah, we won't. We won't, and they're all going to hear him. And he's got an intergalactic audience. Like
there you go.
There are people in saucers watching YouTube. You're going to get so many super chats. You're going to get a super chat that says, "Can we pick you up and take you to take it
Friday night, 12 p.m. Don't be late."
Saucer
Get him the UFO loser. Yeah. Get the UFO loser. It's time to.
It's time to right. It's your birthday. I love y'all. I love y'all. Lizzy, next time. Well, you know what? Leave that question in the comments for us, Lizzy, and then we will cover it next week on the Sage and the Savage. Because I won't remember between then and now, sweetheart. But thank you. Speaking in tongues for healing, like we can get into that. You know, we can definitely talk. Says I've been picking up what you're throwing down. Listen, I hope you have been, because I was pretty direct with my hand signals. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, could you handle it? Like, you know, could you handle
throwing down the man hammer?
A pair of bulls? Like, could you handle? Like, could your listen? Your chakral taint might not withstand. The saying, all right. I don't want to go any further than that, because that's I can't. You're very welcome, Jessica. Love you, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody. You want to be probed? I mean, listen, I'm not that kind of pagan. I'm not a pagan, but I am a pagan. So if you want to, if you want to talk, we can talk, baby. We can talk. Thank you everyone so much for being here tonight. Thank you to Deborah. Thank you to Bad Take, Tina Bojan, Jessica, Lizzy, Papa Cotton, dude. Thank you so much for being so supportive. Lady Virgo was here. God, appreciate you, sweetheart. We maintained a lot of people through the chat throughout the night, and that was just, I mean, I'm very appreciative. Everybody lurking, everybody watching, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to Cjh. Thank you for the super chats, dude. That helps us support the channel, and we greatly appreciate that. And if you guys will, please get this man monetized. Go watch some live streams from him. And, man, be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Wash your hands and wash your ass. I'm sorry. I almost forgot. I am author. Oh, shit. Here we go. I am author Steve Walton, the Phantom Menace historian, your historian. Born into the chats of the High Council with my brothers and sisters fighting for our modern mythologies. Wash your hands. Wash your ass. Be good to each other. Yet suffer no fools. Peace.
It's good to be the king. Remember this day, man. It will be yours for all time.
We have shown them that a trembling hand can become a fist. We have challenged the idea that a slave must always know his place, excepting Rod and Lash because he was taught to accept it. We built their mighty republic with our hands and our blood and our lives. And we can see it fall at equal cost. You opened my eyes to this, Spartacus.
Seriously, sexual health is important. If you wash your hands and wash your ass and you do not sleep with cheating narcs, you will not catch gonorrhea. All right, that's just good sense. That's just good. That's taking care of, and gentlemen, manscape, fucking manscape out there. Don't let it look like a wet mop coming